Hi guys, and mic's out of the way. Hi guys, and welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 44. DIY Bitcoin hard wallet, and Ripple can't control the price of XRP, and apparently Malware steals Litecoin wallet info. We look at all these articles, right? Don't be misled. We are not gonna do a DIY hardware wallet. It is an article that we're gonna cover. Thank you for tuning in this Saturday night, guys. I hope you're having a great time and you're having a blast. Apparently we got a thumbs down and the stream's just starting. That's a bit harsh, but yeah, anyways, that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, happy Friday night. If you're catching this stream live, welcome. And if you are catching the replay and have any suggestions, please leave us a comment below. Like I stated, guys, I think I'm coming out with something. My voice is very raspy. I'm gonna try to do this really quick, right? If you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. We're live, every night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And for those of you that are internationals, -5 UTC, right? So if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link's in the description. We do post there. We have not posted there in the last couple of days. It's been a little bit hectic. But usually when we see stuff happening, we do post there. There was some action today on the altcoins. We'll talk about that once we get to that segment. But anyways, let's get on to the news, right? We usually have these up when we start, man. Like I said, my head, I'm not sure where it's at today. Yeah, let's jump into this, right? I'm going to tune the music up a little bit. It might be better for you guys. Hopefully. Let me know if volume's fine, and if not, I can adjust a little bit better. Maybe there. I just don't want it to be competing a lot with the voice, so I just try to keep it very mellow. Yeah, very mellow. Anyways, what is going on, right? Well, apparently the IRS is targeting the wrong people. I'm just gonna show a small part of the article. It says the problem here is that the IRS doesn't have all the necessary information. In fact, not only does it not have the information, but the information it does have apparently is misleading. The information which was supplied to the IRS by the exchanges like Coinbase is causing the agency to blindly and oftentimes inaccurately come after cryptocurrency traders. Now, guys, this just be it. Could we get some more dramatic music? Yeah, what would be dramatic, man? We can put whatever, man. As long as it's like copyright. As long as it's like copyright free or like royalty free music, I can put whatever, Right now I just find this channel from this guy named what is this guy's name? Technoax. And he's copyright free, right? So I'm allowed to play his music by just referencing him on the comments. But yeah, sure, we can play whatever. Like, if you give me a genre that you would consider dramatic, I can certainly look it up, and see if there's anyone that's doing like royalty-free music. If I do put royalty music in the stream, like copyrighted music, then like the channel will get shut down and fines and everything, and sometimes you get banned for like 90 days. So anything that is mainstream or copyrighted, we cannot play. It becomes a hassle for streamers, right? Anyways, what is going on with BlockFi? Well, BlockFi, for those of you that don't know, so if I can find anything, give the impression the world isn't about to end, that would be great. Yeah, sure. Let me see if this guy has something on his repertoire. The world is not about to end. It is Saturday. We still have many days to go. Let me find something else, man. Sure, I'll try to find something that is a little bit more calm. See if this guy, I'm not sure if he's gonna have any. In worst case, we'll just shut down the music for today's stream, and I'll find something for tomorrow, I'll play this one and see how it goes from there, right? It might be a little bit more mellow. I'll try to turn it down a little bit so it's also not too high, and might be a little bit better for you. Let me know if this is better, right? Anyways, like I was saying, BlockFi is a New York-based cryptocurrency leading company. Lending company. They basically announced that starting yesterday, their BlockFi interest account Well, clients will not be required to meet a minimum deposit amount in order for them to earn interest on their Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Gemini US dollar balances. I do believe that they might be feeling the pressure from Binance Lending and how quickly they might be getting that competition in the US. And basically, I think they're just trying to beat Binance Lending on the market, right, on the platforms and what's going on. If you remember a couple articles ago, we did cover something with Binance Lending and how it was starting to basically they were doing. I think they were going to include Ethereum, Ethereum, Ripple, and I can't remember what other currency into their lending platform with 7% returns. Right, that we covered that. Well, BlockFi apparently now it's doing the same. Sorry for talking about Ricky and by Moser who would do the trick. Okay, yeah, that would. I think that I'm not sure if that's copyrighted, man. I would need to check it, see if the music is copyrighted. You know what? We'll just shut it down for the stream. It's no big deal. We'll just shut off the music and then yeah, maybe. But you know, we'll just shut it off if it's bothering, and I'll try to find different music, and then we can. I'll try to make a playlist that we can certainly start shifting through, and maybe have a couple of different types of music, right? Anyways, I like I said, I do believe they're feeling the pressure from Binance, and they just basically want to jump ahead of them before they actually launch in the U.S. and they launch their lending service in the U.S. Right? That's what I would be believing they will have. Anyways, beginning of August, right? If you're in Brazil, beginning of August, there was a declaration that Brazil. Yeah. Anyways, beginning of August, there was a declaration that Brazil citizens should report about their cryptocurrency transactions with the nation's stocks authority, like the RFB. Transactions including cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and other digital assets must be accounted to the RFB, meaning that Brazil virtual currency traders, users, and exchanges are required to unveil the details of their transactions for the first time. You know, the requested data must be provided by filing an online form or by submitting the required document based upon the requirements set out in the Interpretive Declaratory Act. Which came into effect late August, right? Believe this is the first time these filings are required by September the 30th, 2019, based on the transactions that occurred during August 2019. So they're just giving them a month, right? And apparently these declarations are going to have to be on a monthly basis, right? Now, the individuals who neglect to provide the details regarding the crypto exchanges will face punishments that range from like 100 to 500 Brazilian reals, or which is basically like $25 to $130, right? It's not a big slap, but you know, it's still fine. I think the one that matters the most is that additionally they've also proven a charge of like 1.5 to 3% of the amount of the unreported exchange as punishment for non-compliance. And if you have a big transaction, the $130 would be the least of my concerns, right? It'll be them going for that 3%. That could certainly be a big hit. Anyways, let's go on to the market real quick. What happened yesterday? We had a nice day, right? Green day. Money flowing into the crypto market. But as you can see, we've basically been moving sideways, right? Not a lot of movement. With money coming in and out. Basically, one day money goes out, the next day it comes back in. You know, really nothing else going on. Anyways, yesterday positive day, 0.62%. Closing at 258.4 billion. Right now, it's the day just started 2 hours ago for crypto. So 2 hours ago, we are at zero, right? So we're basically sitting at the same, 258.4 billion. That's it. We're not doing anything else. On market cap, the day is young. I mean, we could certainly start to see movements, but let's see where the day takes us, right? Anyways, Bitcoin dominance down, and I think a lot of the alts had positive dominance because a lot of the alts had really nice price action today. Anyways, Bitcoin yesterday closed at minus 0.73% from an opening of 72.39, closing at 71.88. Right now, it's still losing some dominance, 0.05%, basically sitting at 71.84, right? Let's go look at that Bitcoin article that I have. It is this one, right? A DIY Bitcoin hard wallet for $110. I believe it's interesting. It's a DIY. For all those of you that are DIYers, it might be very good to be able to make your own hard wallet. The device right now is currently called the BitBoy, and you can send and receive bitcoins, which is pretty cool. Now, on top of the basics, they are stating that they have those security features that make it stand out from other Bitcoin hardware wallets, and it is basically that it's stateless, which helps protect devices from losing funds, and it uses like QR code based air gap feature to basically help keep the data safe from hacks. Now, the guy named Justin Moon, who created this device, stated that he only got into Bitcoin last summer, and he decided to create the BitBoy as a fun teaching project. He also added that having a homemade option helps achieve true self-sovereignty, right? Since the prepackaged software could be bugged or hijacked during the supply chain process, instead, buying bog standard computing equipment such as computer chips and building them into a hardware wallet should help keep thieves at bay. Now, I do believe that this is pretty interesting, right? I've never heard of any problem with people that have their hardware wallets. What are they called? Ledgers, Treasure, etc. But making your own, I mean, it could be pretty cool. If you screw it up, you might lose your Bitcoin, but it might be safer, right? Anyways, traditionally to create a Bitcoin transaction, you typically need to be connected to the internet. To complete the transaction, you need to use your private key, right? But if the device is connected to the internet, then you're at risk of exposing your private data, and therefore, basically, all your Bitcoins to the internet. BitBoy keeps this part of the transaction offline, right? And that's the interesting part. I'm still gonna try to go more into detail as to how they built it. This article just came out today. I'm gonna try to find out if it's easy to build or replicate, etc. And then try to see how it functions, because if it's doing all this offline, then it could be pretty cool, right? Anyways, let's go into the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin sitting at 10,350, right now, not doing much. We traced this small triangle yesterday, so we could break out of it. We did upside, we break up to the upside, but not doing much. I mean, even though we could do a measure move, we're not getting it. Are we doing something on the daily? No, we're just moving sideways, right? We're lower high, and we're just making less momentum, and that's fine. There's nothing going on the daily. RSI is neutral still around 50 and making less positive momentum. We're just basically moving sideways. Not a lot of things happening. Volatility on the boundary band still open, sitting above that 20 MA. That's it. If we can keep on moving this way, we're actually going to touch this upper part of the structure maybe by September the 24th, which is more or less when Backed launches, right? They launch on the 23rd. So keep an eye out for that. Let's go into 4 hours and see if we can see something different, right? On the 4 hours, some contraction on the Bollinger Band starting to happen, right? Sitting above that 20 MA, starting to make less positive momentum, about to get a cross of the MACD over the signal line, and sitting around 53 on the RSI. What else is going on with this? We were joking out with this triangle yesterday. I think we were talking about potentially being a triangle. We're broken out of it, but not as violently as we would expect it. So we could definitely make it a different kind of triangle, right? Like an upsloping triangle, and that could play out for sure, right? It'll give us more time on the structure for it to mature, etc., and then we could see a movement, right? But right now we broke out of this downsloping channel that we had traced. I'm not sure if we used it. I'm gonna have to go into the 1 hour, and I think we used it as sort of support before we bounced up again, right? What is going on, right? On the more macro, we're still within this. We're broken out of the uptrend, the major uptrend, right? But we're not far from it. And we are within this downsloping channel, right? This more major downsloping channel that we have not been able to break out of. And we're also within this more major triangle, right? This yellow line here and this green line here, right? Let's go again onto the chart and see what is up with this. Are we doing something, right? The answer is no. We're actually, if we consider the wicks, we'll still not be making anything because these wicks are higher than these wicks, and we're making less momentum. That'll be fine. The only one that worries me a little bit, it's from here to here, and then from here to here, right? Which again would be bearish divergence that would be developing on the 4 hour. Just something to watch out for. It's not developing. Yeah, it's not developing on the RSI. It's not developing on the MACD line. It is developing only in the MACD histogram. So just keep an eye out for that potential price action to the downside. We might be getting it right now. Still need to figure it out. We did. Anyways, let's go into the 1 hour and see what else is going on. On the 1 hour, we just adjusted that triangle structure to make it upsloping. That is fine. We did use this downsloping channel as a support in this candle at 9 a.m. We actually bounced off it, and then we're kept making slight price action to the upside. Trying to figure out what else is happening here. Are we making something? No signs. Oh wait, maybe we could be making some hidden bullish divergence for sure from here to here and from here to here. Would be hidden bullish divergence, price action continuation. So we might see price action still increase slightly. Let's wait and see how this plays out, right? We're still making this red momentum, this negative momentum, right? So for sure we could still drop down a little bit more. Maybe come down, touch this part of the channel, which would be fine. I mean, we'll still be making a higher low than our previous low, and we could still be making this divergence, right? Are we making it on the RSI? Well, not really, because here we're lower and here we are higher. So we're just making it on the MACD histogram, not even on the MACD line, right? Which will be that blue line. That'll be it for Bitcoin. Actually, there's more interesting things happening on the altcoins. So let's go look at Ethereum news, right? If you guys haven't done it yet, you should like, comment, and subscribe, right? Hit that bell. What is going on with Ethereum, right? Well, oh man, where did I leave it? Well, I only found this article, right? And well, we're just not gonna go into detail on it. This is just covering stuff that we've talked about before in earlier streams, and it's just basically stating that the Ethereum network is saturated and that there's basically proposals to increase the gas limit on Ethereum, right? Gas being the cost of doing transactions on the Ethereum network. That's it. That's basically all that the article talks about. So since we already covered it before, we're not going to cover it again. We're just going to go onto the Ethereum chart. Ethereum on the daily. What is happening with Ethereum on dominance? Well, we had a nice green day, right? We are making a green day still today. But yesterday, 3.31% up. Right now, 0.09% up, sitting at 7.87% of market cap. Again, heading towards that 8, right? It's nice. It's good. We want to have more dominance so we're not so vulnerable to Bitcoin movements, right? Even though Bitcoin's still like 70% of the market. Let's go to the price, man. On the daily, yesterday broke out of this channel, right? With some nice, not too nice volume, but with nice impulse to action to the upside. Right now, we are making positive momentum still, sitting around 53 on the RSI on the daily, which is still on that neutral zone. No signs of stagnation, momentum. That is nice. We might get maybe one more green bar before we actually start dropping down. Seeing some exhaustion of sorts, potentially. On the more micro scales, right? On the more micro scales, I think we are hitting those oversolds. Let's go. Some contraction on the Bollinger Band sitting above that 20 MA. So yesterday we were calling it, right? We were saying we are seeing contraction on the Bollinger Bands. We could expect price action to happen. We did see it. It played out nicely. We had some sort of a bullish divergence. I can't remember if we called it out yesterday. I think we traced this on the 1 hour. That's what we cannot see here matched. It might be this line here. Yeah, it's this line here. Anyways, what is going on right now, right? We were just going with the market, broke out of the structure. That's it. There were no indicators except for this bullish divergence that we could see price action to the upside. And that was it, you know. We didn't find anything else. So it might be just playing out. This could have been just a pre-market ramp up or something. Anyways, let's go on a more micro scale. We are hitting that overbought, on the RSI, right? We're sitting at 71.26, sorry. Still diverging of the MACD over the signal line, and that's fine. Let's go on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what's going on? Above that 20 MA, volatility very open on the Bollinger Bands. About to get a cross off the MACD over the signal line, making less positive momentum. We seem to be turning and targeting going back into the neutral zone. We are at overbought, so we have been overbought from 8 in the morning until 9. So we have been overbought for over 12 hours. At 7 we were down here, nice pop to the upside. we might be getting some exhaustion right now. What we could see, right? Well, there's two ways of seeing this, right? We could be making a sort of an upsloping channel or wedge, which would be bearish, price action to the downside. If we consider the wicks, if we don't consider the wicks, it would still be an upsloping wedge, right? If we take this one and then maybe we go here, or yeah, slightly upsloping wedge, more like in between an upsloping wedge and upsloping triangle, right? Triangle would have to be a straight line, but you know, slight wedge. Again, price action, potential price action to the downside. Just keep it in mind, if we go to the downside, we have some support. We could touch the midline of this channel. This more major downtrend to the downside. We could touch that 20 MA, and we could certainly come back and touch this downsloping channel and use it as some sort of support. If we come down here, we'll certainly reset the oscillators. You know, we were around 50 yesterday before we actually popped. And on the 4 hours, you know, we were also like somewhere around this area, right? So we were around that 50, 55 on the RSI, which is very neutral. We got to see that price action to the upside. It was nice. We could have broken it down either way, right? We were not sure if we were going to go to the upside or downside. There were not many signals, right? Even though it might seem like a very nice pop, and it could be because it's certainly putting us on this price range that we were trading on, at least on August the 28th or around that time. On the more macro scale, it's just very tiny, right? Look at this. We've seen much bigger drops than what we're just racing right now. But anyways, I like that there's contraction on the Bollinger Bands. Again, potential price action. It gives room for price action, right? Even though we popped up, we did not expand the Bollinger Bands like when we popped down here. And we see this expansion of the Bollinger Bands. This movement we did, basically nothing for the Bollinger Bands. So if we do pop again, we might see the Bollinger Bands expanding, again creating more volatility. But right now we can maybe go down a little bit and Bollinger Bands would keep on tightening, and that would be completely fine. You know, we actually want them to tighten up a little bit more before we actually see that explosion in price. But we were talking about it in the previous streams, right? We were mentioning it. Be careful, price action might occur. Unsure right now. Signals are not being clear on the market. We were getting bullish signals that were not playing out. We were getting bearish signals that were not playing out very strongly. So again, just proceed with care until at least we can see a sort of pattern develop again, right? Let's go to Ripple. What is happening with Ripple? Well, if you remember, we talked about the Brad Garlinghouse interview a couple days ago. And this is just basically more on that interview, right? Brad came out and said that, and I'm just going to quote him here, and I think it's interesting what he says, and then I can explain why. He says, the point I have made is that we are the most interested party in the success of the XRP ecosystem. We are very focused on our use case and how we solve problems with XRP. That's the things that we like about XRP, right? If you are invested in XRP, it's probably because you believe that they have a solid project, that they have a good ecosystem, and that they're getting things done. Good point, right? Now, one of the things I'm excited about is seeing the growth of ecosystems of other players investing in other use cases around XRP. That's also nice, right? You have Coil and you have, I can't remember the other two that we mentioned yesterday. Like I said, my head's a little bit foggy right now with all this cough medicine I'm taking. So I'll put a link up here to the article, you know, and you can watch it later on. Anyways, if you look at the correlation between XRP and most of the crypto market, or what are often called altcoins, you'll see a high degree of correlation. He's also stating this, right? So, yeah, do we see correlation with XRP and the other coins? Yeah, most of the time we do tend to see that correlation, right? Prices go down for Ethereum. Usually prices are also going down for XRP and Litecoin, right? At least the major players are all moving in the same way. Why? Because Bitcoin is such a massive player in the market, right? It sets up the tune. So I do agree with him on that comment. Now, Ripple can't control the price of XRP any more than the whales can control the price of Bitcoin. I don't agree with him on this point. With him on this point, because if someone was to come in and actually dump a lot of money off XRP, it would tank the price, right? He's saying Ripple can't control it. Ripple holds like 7 billion XRP? You know, certainly if they drop those 7 billion, they're going to drop the market. If they're not so worried about people controlling XRP or Ripple controlling it, why were they so afraid of like Jed McCaleb dropping all his XRP on the market, right? It was certainly a valid point. You know, doing the stream without music is kind of weird. Certainly used to that music filling in the gaps. We'll try to find something that's a little bit better for everyone, right? Now, some of these markets, particularly smaller ones, smaller tokens that have low market cap and lower flows, if you will, they are at risk of people manipulating them, right? He's stating this. But if you're talking about XRP traders and other magnitude of $1 billion a day activity, according to CoinMarketCap, so I don't think anybody's in a position to really manipulate the prices. I do believe that dumps still happen, right? So price manipulation does happen. Whether or not XRP is doing it, it's up to debate, because they do have that 55, or they had that money in escrow, right? Play what I was playing before. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll turn on the music. Yeah, that's fine, Soka. I'll put something on. We'll start with the Piccolo. What is it called? Piccolo and the Cane. That's the one we usually use for the intro, and then it'll be on random, so whatever comes up, right? It's very light, so I hope you guys don't mind it. Anyways, he's saying that, like I said, yes, Ripple owns a lot of XRP. We're very interested in the success of XRP, but the accusations of us dumping is not in our best interest to do that, right? And is it or not? Well, they are putting that billion XRP on the market for there to be liquidity and people to be able to use it, right? So it all depends. Now we're clearly interested in a healthy, successful ecosystem, and so we would never do that. And in fact, we have taken steps to lock up most of the XRP we own in escrow. Essentially, we can touch it. Yeah, they can't touch it, but they have set up the rules for how that escrow is going to be released. Again, 1 billion XRP into the market, at least for 55 months. That's when they set up the escrows. Some of that has been burned. I think they're sitting at 49 billion on the escrows. So 6 billion have been put onto the market, with $1 billion being released every month, right? So they do that to create liquidity and basically back the projects that they are launching, right? And well, if they sell those tokens, they capitalize, right? So let's wait and see what they do, right? To me, some of the article is accurate. Some of the things that Garlinghouse is saying I do like, and I do see him as a positive. And then some of the other stuff that he's saying, basically, I don't agree with, right? They could still manipulate the market because they are still majority holders, right? They have like 7 billion of the XRP in circulation, so they do have a lot. Okay, anyways, let's go look at Ripple. Ripple on the daily, what is happening? Ripple dominance. Yesterday, we had a nice green day, making 1.84%. Right now, making 0.45% positive, sitting at 4.39% off market cap. It's very little, below 5%. It's almost nothing, right? We would really want to see Ripple sitting at 8%. What was it sitting way back? Way back, it was sitting around like 12%. So that's a good amount to hold, right? That's a good market cap. You're not so susceptible to whatever Bitcoin and the other ones do. It certainly gives you some independence, right? What happened with Ripple? Man, price action to the upside. Same thing we saw with Ethereum. We made a nice green day yesterday, making a nice green day today. Certainly sitting above that 50% line of this downsloping channel. We have not been above that line since August 13th, right? But we have been in this downsloping trend for a while. We broke out of this downsloping wedge. We have not seen that nice movement to the upside that we should regularly see when we break down off a downsloping wedge, being a bullish formation, right? Anyways, some contraction on the Bollinger Band. Even though we are going up, some contraction on the Bollinger Band is still happening on the daily. We can see them tightening here more than they were here, etc. So again, we can get a price explosion on the daily, and that would be really, really fun to see. Certainly would make the market more interesting, because right now it's just been flat, trading sideways. You know, we covered it yesterday. We are still making positive momentum. That is fine. We are sitting around 47 on the RSI, kind of gotten back to the neutral zone on 50, right? Even though price action has more or less been within that same range. Look at where we're sitting at, right? Back here we were at 32 on the RSI. Right now we're sitting at 46, and price difference is not very much, right? It's like a cent and a half, so not a lot. Anyways, let's go on the 4 hours and see what's going on. On the 4 hours, we're broken out nicely, starting to flag down, unlike we saw with Ethereum, right? Once we get to daily, I'll try to trace the flag, because in the 4 hours it's just 3 candles, and it's not enough to actually trace it, right? But what I wouldn't like to see would be like a parallel flag, right? Like a rectangle, because then it would be neutral and we could go either way. And I think it could be sort of a rectangle, but again, I'll wait for the when we see the 1 hour to trace it. what's happening? We are starting to stagnate on momentum, right? But we are well diverged still on the MACD over the signal line. That is fine. We're sitting high at 60.70, and unlike Ethereum, we actually did not go into overbought territory, right? We remain within this neutral zone. Again, we could run again and still hit that overbought, no problem. But I think right now, after this impulse, we need to see some sort of consolidation before we actually do something else, right? Now let's go into the 1 hour and see what's happening. On the 1 hour, we hit some sort of old, what used to be support, now acting as resistance, right? We have not been able to break above 26.6 or 26.610, right, on the cents. So $26.6, or no, sorry, not dollars, 26 cents. I'm not sure what to call this, like $0.2661, right? Now I'm just gonna call it that. Anyways, we have touched it a couple times, being rejected by it right now. Like I said, on the 1 hour, man, a little bit choppy, but I think we might be able to trace something a little bit better, right? We'll use that because we get more touch points when we toss it down, right? 1, 2, 3, right? That would be better. And then if we go from here to here, it'll be a very slight downsloping wedge right now that we will be developing. Again, downsloping wedges are bullish. We could potentially see price action to the upside if everyone else is playing ball, because apparently everyone else is just following everyone else's tunes, right? Bitcoin did not see this nice price action, but all the alts did. Again, money flowing into the alts right now. Ripple, depending on what chart you look at it, it could be making positive or negative. On this chart, is making like negative 0.02%, and in the other charts, making like 0.05% or 0.15%, right? Even 0.29% in other ones. But still, that would be XRP right now. Like I said, even though it looks really nice, we are seeing above that 20 MA volatility open on the Bollinger Band, starting to get this curve in from this negative momentum. We might start to consolidate more before we actually break. Start to make negative momentums. No sense of stagnation yet. We did it overbought on the RSI. Sorry, going all the way up to 80, and then actually going back down, and now we're sitting on that zone below 60, which puts it on that neutral area of 60 to 40, and that would be fine. You know. I wouldn't worry too much. We are still within this range that we have been trading for a while now. We kind of called it a while back, not being able to break above that 26 cents. What else is going on? Let's see. On the more macro scale, you're going to see that it's not looking that significant, right? On the more macro scale, it's just like a small pop, right? We had a bigger pop on September the 7th, even though the market has been very flat, and that's why it looks like very interesting. But to me, it's not interesting at all. It was just something very small. I like the fact that we're getting more contraction on the Bollinger Bands. That's the only thing I like, right? Again, we break to the upside or downside. Still hard to tell because we're not getting many signals on the channel, right? We're more or less at the same height that we were here. Man, it could be certainly... If we would have to ignore all these islands, that I wouldn't like to do, because they certainly did play a role in many things. But if you wanted to look at it bearishly with the bearish goggles, you know, you could certainly go and consider this a flat line, basically, and consider. Oh man, why is it? Let me place it there. Everywhere. Just consider that top part line, the white one, as the top line on the price action, and then we could certainly be making like a. Like some sort of bearish, hidden bearish divergence, right? And actually it would be a little bit higher because here we were a little bit higher. So it'll be, yeah, certainly some sort of convergence on the top part of the oscillator. No, actually, no. Is it higher? Man, now I have that question. Is it higher? No, it's actually on the line. So it will be the same thing, right? Now I'll go over here and look at if we are higher on that other line. Sorry about this, I really have to zoom in sometimes. It's slightly lower. Very little, man. Very small amount. So no, ignore this. Because both of them are going down, even though it's very slight. I would not call it any sort of pattern right now on divergence. But yeah, I had to zoom in a lot to actually see it, right? It's not touching that top part. We kind of touched it and were rejected around that area, right? But again, I think we hit 26 cents. Yeah, 0.265. Yeah. Anyways, what else is going on? Well, that's it for Ripple, man. So I'm gonna go to Litecoin, man. I'm really starting to sweat bullets here. Oh, man. Again, sorry about the raspy voice, man. Like I said, I'm sick. I'm coming out with something. I usually don't talk like this. If you look at the other streams, I certainly sound very weird right now. Sounds like some hair grew on my chest, and like, I like the voice, but anyways, what is going on with Litecoin? Well, apparently there is this thing called InfraRat, which is a remote access Trojan, which basically is short rat for rat. It comes with extensive capabilities to steal sensitive information, including cryptocurrency wallet data, right? The earliest this rat was detected was on November 2017. Now, the InfraRat is a .NET malware that the Threat Lab C found with an anti-VM and process checks designed to help it detect when it's running in a sandbox environment, typically used for malware analysis, right? You put them on an isolated place so that you can actually look at the virus or the malware and then like figure out how it's created, so you can like create your antivirus or anti-malware to stop it. Now, if it goes into that, then it's designed to actually kill itself, so it's pretty smart. Anyways, this article is very technical, and I'm not 100% on computer science, so don't crucify me for this. Anyways, after infecting the target's computer, the InfraRat will copy itself into the NVIDIA driver.exe on the app data folder, and it will write a base 64 encode PE file in memory that gets decoded to another .NET binary with the actual functionality of the malware, right? Now, InfraRat's commands and controlled C2 server can send 11 types of command. The most interesting are those that instruct it to search and steal Bitcoin and Litecoin wallet data, as well as like cookie information for the website browsers that got killed in their reconnaissance stage. Now, the rat searches for wallet.dat files in the Litecoin and Bitcoin app data folders, would immediately being collected, and if found, it will be delivered to the malware's C2 server. Now, InfraRat also grabs browser cookies to steal the stored usernames and passwords, as well as session data. In addition, like this rat is able to take screenshots so that you can grab information from open windows, right? Just keep that in mind. It's designed to like hide. If you're running like task manager or program something, it would certainly like notice that someone's looking for it, and it'll just go into hiding or basically kill the program for a while before it actually restarts. I guess it's very technical, and I'm not 100% on computer science, but I do believe it's information that is important for it to be out there, right? You guys can certainly go and look at the file. I do have it. I'll open. It's on the links in the description to all the articles, right? And if you're more tech savvy, you can go look at it and see how it works. And if it's of interest to you and you want to share with us later on or more data on this, that'll be fine. We're a community. We want to get information flowing, particularly information that can damage other people, right? So we're all aware of what's happening and we can be protected. Anyways, let's go on to Litecoin, man. Litecoin on the daily. What is happening with Litecoin? Dominance yesterday, nice green day, just as Ripple and Ethereum, right? We made 1.65% up right now, going up 0.41%, sitting at 1.74 of market cap. It's very little market cap. I'm on oh man, where did I put the player? Here it is. I'm gonna forward this tune. Might be too violent. This one might be a little bit easier. Anyways, let's look at Litecoin, right? Litecoin on daily, like I said, still within this channel that we trace, right? This like sideways channel or very slightly downsloping channel. Sitting above that mid part. Are we sitting above the 20? Yeah, we're sitting above that 20 MA, making stagnating on momentum, still diverging on the MACD over the signal line, and sitting around 48 on the RSI. No signals because we're flat. We're not seeing anything here, and if we're not seeing anything from here to here, we're certainly not going to see it in the slant because we're not making a higher high than our previous high. Are we making a higher high than our previous high? No, we're not. With the wicks, not with the wicks, and not with the candle bodies. So nothing much, right? Yeah, if you wanted to kind of sort of look at it and say, well, they're both within that same line, and then you wanted to do something like this and make some slant divergence here, it would be very slight bearish divergence, and that would be fine. Would mean price action to the downside, but I'm not gonna call it that because we're just basically moving sideways. For me, it's just sideways motion, and of course, momentum is gonna get exhausted, and that's normal. Let's go on the 4 hours, right? What happened? Nice, had a nice pop, just like everyone else. Still making positive momentum, sitting above that 20 MA on the top part of the Bollinger Bands. Was volatility open on the daily? I can't remember if we covered it. No, we're tightening on the daily. So again, potential price action, right? We were tightening yesterday. We called it. We said we were starting to tighten more. My expected price action movement. We did price action to the upside. In the 1 hour, we'll see the same. We had that nice cross of the MACD over the signal line. Same thing that happened with everyone else. And then we just saw that price shot up, right? Anyway, sitting around 58 on the other side. With also with this with Litecoin, we did not hit that overbought territory that we hit with Ethereum and with Ripple. No, sorry, with Ethereum, because Ripple and Litecoin did not hit that. And it was, what's going on? Look, we're making almost the same height, not the same low. So it could certainly be kind of like a upsloping triangle of sorts, right? If we wanted to go here to here, we'll confirm it in the 1 hour because it's such a small pattern right now. But anyways, let's go on the 1 hour and see what's going on. On the 1 hour, man, momentum decreasing a lot, right? About to get across of the signal line under the MACD under the signal line. Sorry. In the 1 hour, we certainly did go into that overbought at midday or so, and then now we're sitting around 61 on the RSI. Anyways, sitting above that support of 70.81, which is fine. We kind of used it as support and confirmed it because we bounced off it. And that is completely fine as well. Let me tune this a little bit more. It will be like an upsloping wedge of sorts, maybe, or an upsloping triangle, very slightly upsloping triangle or wedge. And if it's a wedge, then price action to the downside potentially. And if it's just a triangle, again, it will be more or less neutral, but again, potentially price action to the downside. All right, we had a nice impulse up, consolidating. That's fine. Let's wait and see where this takes us, right? That'll be it for Litecoin, right? We did have this bullish divergence that played out with this nice pop. Then we started to curve down, make less negative momentum. But from here to here, we're not making any divergence, right? Because it's a higher low and it's less negative momentum that we find. But we are certainly seeing this very nice pop to the upside that everyone else is getting. Binance is not getting that, but let's move on to Binance article. This article starts by stating that in the recent tweet from Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, basically, I believe it's sketchy because it's indirectly urging users to hold their Binance by stating the benefits they incur from doing so, right? And we're actually going to look at what he tweeted. This is a tweet. You know why the tweet might appear to be innocuous? It could have an important impact on Binance price, right? Giving Changpeng's influence on the community. Last time that he urged people to hold Binance, the price took a dive, right? And over the past few months, Binance lost, as you know, half of its value, going from like $43. Now we're sitting at like 20, 21. So this is what he stated, right? I asked this on December 18th, right? And he quotes this. What do you think will be the trigger for the next bull run? I get asked this question a lot, and honestly, I don't know the answer, other than they keep building, right? So he's saying that they were at $4.22. They kept building. You know, now we continue to Budel. Apparently, hashtag Budel. It's in, you know. I think he wanted to say build, but, you know, that's fine. More ferocious than ever. I want to ask this question again. In the future, don't say I didn't tell you, right? So he's basically telling people that because they're building, they're going to get price action to the upside again. They kind of should hold, or he's saying that indirectly, right? So should you hold Binance? Man, I mean, if you believe in the project, then yes. If you don't, then no, you know. And if you believe there's price action to the upside, and you make some nice income on that move, then, you know, it's up to you guys. You measure your own risk, right? Right now, I'm not holding any Binance, so mainly because I got out of it a while back. What is going on with Binance? A slight green day yesterday, man, almost unnoticeable. 0.12% right now, 0.10%, right? Sitting at 1.26 of market. Binance did not see that nice price action to the upside that everyone else is seeing. It's still within this downsloping channel, sitting below 20 MA. A lot of contraction starting to happen on the Bollinger Bands. We still have a lot of contraction that could still happen, certainly, before we see something. What can we do here? Man, I don't like this part, right? 870, and then this will be 784. It's slightly going down. I mean, I don't like it because momentum is positive, even though we're sitting much lower than we were sitting here, and still with positive momentum, right? So from here to here, it would be certainly creating a sort of like hidden bearish divergence again. We could see price action to downside. Not gonna call it yet until we confirm that this is higher than this to call it a valid bearish divergence, hidden bearish divergence. If it's a little bit higher, then if it's a little bit higher, it would be hidden bearish divergence, right? And if it becomes neutral or same height as this green bar, it would be for sure like a weak sort of like bearish divergence, you know. Anyways, MACD is still over the signal line. That's fine. Sitting low on the RSI at 34. We have not been able to fire this gun, right? It's just been sitting there. Let's go on the 4 hours, see what's happening. Nothing, right? We had this like nice V coming in, and then, you know, yesterday we said we could probably go down, but we're just moving sideways, and a lot of indecision going on, lots of long wicks and short bodies, right? So the market doesn't know what it wants to do. Starting to stagnate on momentum, that's fine. Sitting around 48 on the RSI. Nothing else developing. I mean, we could sort of go from here to here, which would be slightly lower, or if you want to consider the same. And from here to here, you know, not really. You know, but it is slightly lower, so it would be a type of like hidden bearish divergence like we said earlier, right? So that'll be about it, man. I mean, nothing else going on with Binance. It's just moving sideways, very weak, not doing anything. Like I said, still within this downtrend, not being able to recover like the other altcoins did. It's the only altcoin that we analyzed that it did not recover, just like everyone else did, right? And that is fine. I mean, Binance, it's its own thing, right? It's a utility coin. They're owned by an exchange. What is going on? Can we trace something here? Yes. Here we can certainly try and trace something different, right? And it might be an upsloping triangle, or more or less upsloping, kind of like symmetrical, but upsloping, right? Well, yeah, we could certainly do something like this, right? We see that we're tightening, and that would certainly seem to make sense on the 1 hour. Are we doing something? Well, we are sitting at 53 on the RSI, sitting above that 20 MA, rejecting it, so using it as a form of support. And momentum started to decrease. We're almost at neutral. We might get that cross of the MACD over the signal line in the next hour. And if we do, could potentially bring price action to the downside. Maybe touching this bottom part of the structure and bouncing off it. However, we should break it soon. And right now it's not very clear where we could break it to, right? That'll be it, you know. Hey, Sean, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here. Bro, man, we miss you, bro. You haven't been here for a couple streams, man. Sorry about the voice being raspy. I'm very sick right now, so, but still determined to like come on the line and like chat with you guys. Can you guys believe it, man? We are sitting at like 70 what? 73, 74 subscribers, man. That is amazing. Almost a quarter to 100, or 1 quarter less to 100, right? 3/4 of the way, and I'm really happy because of that. You know, we really want to get this community going, like I stated, and we are seeing some traction pick up, and that is fine. Cool, man. You're not happy with Ripple price? Stuck? What do you mean? It had a nice... It is kind of stuck, but it had a nice pump today. It's small on the macro scale, but on the micro scale, on the 1 hour, man, look at this. right? It's still not going over that 26 cents, right? But better than nothing, man, for sure. But like I said, we are within the same price that we were at. When was it? Like September the 7th, and then I'll go on the more micro scale. Let's go on the daily. See, it doesn't seem like a lot on the daily. We have gotten larger bars, but in the 1 hour, it certainly looks a lot better, right? Not very much. You needed to hit $3.71 again. Yeah, I think a lot of people wanted to hit $3.71. When is it gonna happen? I'm not sure, man. I do believe they have a strong use case, like I said, but right now, let's wait for swell. It might bring the price action to the upside, right? What do I feel about crypto fall winter 2019? Well, it depends what happens in this month, right? We have backed launching, and let's see how that affects Bitcoin, and then we also have swell event on October, so let's see how that affects Ripple. And we've covered articles on Ripple, and we've stated that the price of Ripple usually goes up before the swell event, but then during swell it starts to sell off. Something to keep in mind if you want to trade Ripple. So I believe as we near swell, we might get more price action to the upside on like rumors, hype, and everything starting to build, right? Could we have another run like 2017? Maybe, man. If man, it's a hard call, man, because right now it would not seem like it, right? It would depend if Bitcoin breaks to the upside of that triangle that we're trading in, that symmetrical triangle that we cover. Right now everyone is looking at the same thing in the market. Whoever you look at, you will see that they basically more or less will stay the same, right? That everyone will talk about this more major triangle. Some will call it a downsloping triangle. Some will call it a symmetrical triangle. Some will call it a but it's still a triangle, and we're all looking at it, right? Everyone that does trading, it's looking at this more major structure that has built. We're not sure where it's going to break because more or less, what do we call it? It's more or less neutral in nature, right? It could go to the upside, it could go to the downside. But if Bitcoin breaks to the downside, I would say we could brace for Ripple to go to that 14 cent mark, or 20 cent to 14 cent. If Bitcoin breaks to the upside, we could certainly say that Ripple can certainly go up with it. Maybe not to the $3, because when Bitcoin was at this high, let's see, on November 17th, where was Ripple at? September 17th. Am I looking at the same time frame? Man, I gotta look at this again on the chart, but maybe zoom in a little bit more. We're sitting. Yeah, I'll call this one December the 1st. That'll be better. December the 1st, and Ripple on December the 1st was sitting at, what is this? December 14th. Ripple on December the 1st was sitting at 23 cents, man. Right? That would be the same price. December the 1st. So actually closed at 24 cents. So we are at the same price that we were, a little bit higher than we were back then, right? And we were talking that Bitcoin was already starting to take off. Yeah, that's smart, man. I mean, we did talk about MoneyGram, and I think you weren't here during that stream, but MoneyGram had nice price action, right, on the daily. Look, this is MoneyGram, bro. This is like pre-Ripple news, pop up, then break down a little bit. I think Ripple news was somewhere around here, July, right? So we were seeing here pop up to the upside. Then this Visa article came out, and then again, look, boom, another nice pop. Right now it's dumping. And that is normal. It went really high. It went parabolic really fast. We need to see some sort of retracement. And that is fine. We could get targets if we use fibs for sure. We haven't used fibs for many things lately. But I'm going to take this low. to this high, and we had some valid retracement because we're already within that 0.236, heading to that 382, and we were the areas of retracements are usually between the 382 and the 618, you know, on fibs. GAHC ticker, yeah, sure. GAHC. Oh man, this is very small. Is it this one Global Arena Holdings? Oh snap, man. Whoa, what do these guys do? Let's see. They have a few patents passed in 2017-18. Okay, but if they had the patents passed back then, are they approved yet or not? Usually, before the patents get approved, and when they announce them, you'll see nice market action on the rumors that people start getting. You'll see price action go up, and then as soon as the patents get approved, you might see a lot of dumping happening, right? They're a blockchain-related company, okay, but look, okay, but they're not 100% blockchain, right? Because they've existed since. I'm not sure how far this chart goes, but I mean, at least this starts listing on 2002, right? Okay, inline voting. But look at the price action, man. It's been nothing for a long time. If you were to look at this, since it started, it's going downhill, right? Some nice ups, but mainly down over the life of the company, right? So what price action what are your expectatives for this, right? What are you planning on seeing? Are you planning on seeing some nice price action to the upside? Do you believe you're going to get a good return? Because if I look at the more macro picture on the daily, right now it's doing nothing, right? And look, every time I zoom in, I get more data that pops up that just basically screams price action to the downside, right? You said 2017, that would be these spikes that we got here. Maybe on those rumors for the patents that you talked about, right? So you have to get in before the rumors die, right? So as soon as they start to come out, the higher prices years ago was before restructure. I focus on 2015 now. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if it moved with Bitcoin, then it would have been seen this run up on, not here for sure, not on June, but on this area around December. It was that same movement. Then we can see again this same movement here that Bitcoin had around April. But right now, Bitcoin popped up more, and this one didn't pop up, right? That will be something I'm looking initially, like this area here. Where's that free draw tool? Is it this one? This area here, right? Here we should have seen a pop up just like Bitcoin had, because if we say that this is more or less similar to Bitcoin, here it's no longer similar to Bitcoin, right? Just watch out for that. Let's go look at a more micro and let's see what's going on, right? Yeah, I can now see that pop on the more micro scale, or when we zoom in a lot. But again, if I go out, Bitcoin saw a much higher price action, right? Bitcoin actually on the daily, it retraced. I'm actually gonna throw fibs for this. It's gonna make my life easier. So I'm gonna take it from the low to the high. Bitcoin retraced a lot, right? So it didn't go down as much to the previous low, but it certainly went up above that 382. Right now, it's rock bottom, but they just hired a CTO from Visa and invested in more crypto companies in Europe. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're gonna go on fundamentals, then the technicals might not do you very much, because on the technicals, let's look at this, right? Are we looking at the same time frame? Okay, never mind. This would be, yeah, December, right? So December 2017. So this will be December 2017, right? So Bitcoin. See, the thing is, Bitcoin was higher than this, right? Yeah. I can't put both on the screen right now at the same time. Let me see if I can make open up another. Let me get rid of this real quick. Let me see if I can open up another window with the trading view. Let me see if I'm logged in. Disconnected me because I opened in another window. It's not letting me open multiple windows. See, I'm trying to open it here on the side for us to be able to put them side to side. But it asked me to connect, and then if I do this, it asks me to connect here. Let me see if I can open another window on the same browser. Yeah, on the same browser apparently it's not a problem. But if I... no thanks, that's fine. Yeah, okay, cool. So if I open them on the same browser, I might be able to do it. And here I'll hide this so we can see it better. Trying to place them on an area where we can see that price action, right? This will be global on the right side, and then I'll put Bitcoin here on the left, right? And then I'll go again to global. All right, cool. So now we have them sort of side by side, not seeing the same scale frame. Let's see if here we can look at both on the same structure, right? I'll have to make this a little bit more smaller. Anyways, can you see it side by side now? Okay, I'll look for a much clearer chart here because this one has a lot of stuff on it, and it might make it harder to see. I'll leave this one up, I think, and then snap, where I put that. That's over here. Okay, cool. So here we go, right? That oh man, as soon as I click on it, I'm not gonna be able to click on the Bitcoin, but you can see it really easily that right now. Okay, so we'll consider this impulse to be of equal magnitude right now for just sake of argument, right? So if we consider them to be equal, you can see this would be global, the one you asked me to check. Bitcoin had much more retracements on its way down than global did, right? Global didn't have these nice ups and downs, right? All it did, it was just drop, had this nice curve, right? That we could see it being around the same area, right? So 2019 until like April more or less, and it would be like around here, this area here. And then look, we're seeing this. I would try to put them to where I cover more or less. So May 2018, and then I'll move it here towards April, maybe this May, right? Here we're talking about similar time scales, right? So we'll call this May, and then we can see that we're all the way until almost September, right? They no longer look similar, man. You here had a nice price action to the upside starting on April the 2nd, and here it will be around April the 2nd, right? Somewhere around here. You do have that nice pop, right? But Bitcoin was not popping before that, right? It was kind of like down. And here you were popping on February. So prior to Bitcoin doing something, this was already moving. But the movement is not the same as Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin recovered much more. This price recovered Bitcoin at least 60 somewhat percent of its previous price, right? It went up to almost $14,000, $13,000 from a high of 19. This one, the high was like $1. Sorry, not $1. 0.18 cents, and we never recovered to like somewhere that would be 60%. Maybe would have been like 0.12, right? And that would be congruent with Bitcoin, at least on the more micro scale. But this in May, and this being May, look at what happened in May, dude. We did on Bitcoin go higher than May. Here we have not gone higher than May. So they're I wouldn't call them that they're correlated. Sorry about that. Man, drinking some hot tea with honey to help with the throat and the raspiness, right? Anyways, guys, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, you should subscribe to the channel. We do live streams every day, cover coins, do analysis on whatever you guys want, mainly crypto. But right now, one of our friends was asking us to do a analysis on GAHC, and which is Global Arena, and we're glad to do it, right? So if you guys do come to us and have requests, we do look at whatever you guys want as well once we finish the news. Yeah, anyways, like Sean, like I was saying, man, you're not getting that same price movement, right? So, I mean, for this, if I analyze the macro trend, I would not go into it. I'll close this one. I'll stop doing the side to side. I'll reload here, and it'll basically bring my chart to global. Anyways, on the more macro, look at this, man. It's flatlined. You can get some price action to the upside on the fundamentals that you mentioned. Them, the CTO from Visa might do something, right? Them investing in more crypto companies in Europe might do something, but it's a might, right? I'm not familiar with the news for this company, so I would not be able to give you a good fundamental analysis. But on the technicals, it's not looking very good, man. It just looks like it's flat, dude. It's lost all of its value, right? Like I said, if I go back, it still gets reduced, right? So, I mean, at some point in time, it was worth maybe $743. Then, but it didn't hold it very much, right? I don't have any data going farther back. But if we want to call these the median, right, we would say that maybe from 100 to 250 would be a good average back in 2005. And then after that, man, it just went downhill, dude. It's been at like 0.000. And I'm not sure if I never seen a company, I never analyzed the company recover from going almost to zero, man. So I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to do. Cooled off after many years of traditional stocks they had, blockchain or Bitcoin tide. Those also drop off. Yeah. Like I said, man, I'm not sure what these guys are going to do, right? In the short term, it doesn't look very good still. Even if I go on the short term, you would be making a downsloping channel, right? So if I go here and here, you would be in this downsloping channel. And even within that bottom part of that downsloping channel, you had some contraction on the Bollinger Bands on the daily, breaking to the downside still. Why are we breaking to the downside, man? Did we have something happen? Let's see. High with more positive momentum, lower high with more positive. We're not seeing any kind of like bearish divergence that would indicate price action to the downside, right? On the opposite side, we are not even making bullish divergence either, right? So we did go hit that line at the maybe oversold territory. We just had a 30, and then we're seeing a small price bounce off it, but it's been like price like bound to this area, right? It just basically popped up and revisited prices from July 17th or around that area, right? Here we had a nice pop to the upside, but man, it did go up nice, right? It was sitting at like a cent, or yeah, like 1 cent. It went up to 7 cents in the short term, right? So on October 17th, you know, that nice run up like Bitcoin did. But since then, man, it's just been downhill. So I would be more worried about this coin going back and revisiting this area farther back here, right? So if you break, do we have supports in this area? Maybe. I'm trying to trace. This will certainly be an area of support, right? But I'm trying to see if we have something else up here. Maybe here, Alt H, and maybe here. You know, I'm just tracing things quickly. Yeah, I mean, you would need to wait and see where it goes, right? I mean, you have some support at this area, like 0.025, 0.0025, sorry. And you have some resistance that you're facing up here, right? You can see that we've touched it a couple times.
were rejected by it. I'm actually gonna adjust it now that I zoomed in more and I can see it better. But there we go. You can see that it's held, right? You've used it as support. Now you used it as resistance. Let's say right now you're falling into this area where you're gonna be bound in this channel. So around 0.036 and 0.0025. And if you drop below this, you would certainly go and visit these lower prices, which I think is the lowest this has ever been, man. And I'm more worried about this actually going here than breaking to the upside, because there's nothing that says bullish about this right now. Right? That's the only worry that I would see with this, and that's the only thing that I would advise you to be careful with. If you're gonna do this, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons for you. Make sure you have your fundamentals right, and it's not like I said, I'm not an advisor, man, but I wouldn't put my money on this because I don't believe right now it has the indicators that it would certainly flash price action to the upside, right? I think there might be other things that you can look at that might have nice price action to the upside. However, if it's dirt cheap and you want to get some, man, I mean, it's up to you, bro. Oh, man. Anyways, you said you were doing something for the Olympics? Olympic trials. What's that, man? Look, pre-trials in Atlanta. What's that? Like actual like events though, like running and like track and field, like discus, like which Olympic events? Yeah. Anyways, dude, like I was saying, this is a bit awkward though, because it's right. Look, we can certainly keep on tracking this and see if we get some sort of signals that would indicate. I mean, it, I don't want to do this one because there's so many islands going in between. But if you were to go from here to here and from here to here, right, ignoring everything that's happening in between, you would be making a bullish divergence, which could mean potential price action to the upside. Right? So, I mean, it could play out, but right now you're still making negative momentum. I like the fact that it's a lower low than this low. And I just say this low because this is where you had more negative momentum, right? This, if we take this low, which is still lower, you wouldn't be making that divergence, right? And like I said, it depends on what you want to look at. What does it use blockchain when voting? Avoid fraud. So each vote is recorded on the chain per voter. Okay, cool. So are you gonna participate on the Olympics for running, or one of your kids gonna participate, or are you like sponsoring or something? Because you told me you were doing like some other business, right? You had like phone repair shops and things like that. So just curious how you ended up in like trials for Olympics, man. And it was like I was saying, man. Saying this could potentially be bullish, but you have all this chop in between that I'm not sure whether or not to consider it. We wouldn't get it on the MACD line for sure, because the MACD line would be this line and would be here from here to here, and it would be congruent with what we are seeing. And also, you would not get it on the RSI because you certainly are lower on the RSI than you were here, right? So the only place where you would be able to observe and appreciate that divergence would be on the histogram, and like I said, there's a lot of chop in between. Let me look at the monthly, and maybe in a larger scale, we might be able to get a better picture, right? But I think it's just gonna look flat, and yeah, it's flat. Oh man, this is hard to make the highs and the lows, and look, we're decreasing positive momentum. Man, look at this. Oh, on the monthly, it's interesting, right? You're helping with the production side for running events, not into running law. Okay, cool. Thanks for that clarification. Look, man, this is interesting, right? We have not made, in the monthly, we have not made negative momentum. That is very awkward. The MACD line being the blue line and the red line being the signal line have not crossed in a long time. Look at this, man. I'm gonna zoom out, and as far back as I go, you won't be able to see it because that's why sometimes I don't use the lines, right? Because they interfere with the chart. Right now, I can't see the histogram because the lines are just too close to it. You had this cross back in February of '06. And since then, they've always been, the MACD has been over, man. But momentum has been decreasing forever, man. It has not made negative momentum. It's just been going to nothing, man. Look at this. Closer I get, the more negative momentum, the more positive momentum you still see. But it has not made negative momentum. That is very awkward for this. And look at this also. The RSI becomes like flat also. So it only has 2 islands of negative momentum, right? And this is as far as the histogram takes it, so I can't see any farther. Maybe you also had negative momentum around here for sure, because you had a big drop that would have maybe made a nice larger island. But other than this, man, I mean, it's hard to chart because on the 1 hour there's not much going on. Sorry, not on the 1 hour. On the daily, there's not much going on. On the monthly, we see that there's certainly not much going on. On the daily, yeah, we have been getting some islands. Let's go on the 4 hours and see if we can see something. But it's very choppy, you know, because they're very sharp movements. Are we getting something here? Not really seeing much, bro. So this is very, very weird to chart. So I want to mute the mic real quick. I'll take one of these, like, yeah. Sorry, man. I had to take one of those, like, small hull tabs, but I didn't want you to hear all that crumbling of that little cellophane paper on the mic. Sorry about that. Like I said, my mouth, I'm coming down with something and my throat's like killing me. So I'm just trying to keep it like lubricated as I speak. As form of residual income over time. What this? What's my total of dividends paying stocks? They're nice. I do like them. Depends on how much dividends you're getting paid, right? And again, it would depend on your view on dividend paying stocks. For me, I wouldn't put all the eggs on that basket, but some eggs on that basket might be good long term, right? Your portfolio, I'm not sure how you're handling it, but certainly dividend paying stocks are good, right? But then again, you might also make more money on other stocks that don't pay dividends, but on movements, right? On market movements. But right now, from what I'm seeing, man, is that you want to do. I'm not sure how much capital you have overall, right? And that's fine. That is your decision. But you want to get into like sort of day trading or swing trading or maybe dividend paying stocks, right? But dividend paying stocks you have to hold on long term, so you're gonna become more of like a buy and hold type of investor, right? So it depends really on what your outlook is for investing, right? Certainly, things that play long term are good, right? That they're usually better. But in the end, it just depends on your strategy, right? Yeah, but how much dividend are you going to get from stocks? And ultimately, with that, I mean, I'm not. It wouldn't be enough to buy a property, right? But if you were to buy a property, how much more would you make up on rent than on the stocks, right? I mean, there's the thing is that there's so many options to invest the money on. I agree. CDs, bonds, and everything else you should invest on right now, especially with the way the economy is. But for sure, if you want to do something with your money, yeah, you can put stocks. You can do dividend paying stocks. You can do day trading. You can do swing trading. Just find the style that works for you, man. And it's good to be diversified, right? If you do some analysis and you believe some long term bets might pay off, that's fine. I mean, a dollar would certainly buy you a lot of this stock, right? So if the actions do go up, you might see a very nice pop on that dollar, right? Yeah. I mean, like I said, it depends on what stock and how much you're gonna get on dividends, right? Well, you also have to deduce the taxes that you're gonna have taken out of that. Let me see this, man. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out something out real quick. Let's see, I guess 0.00. So, like $2 divided by. Man, with like $2, you would get like 714 shares of this. And if it goes to $1, man, $2 would certainly yield you a lot. However, I'm not really sure whether this is gonna go up and down. Man, it's like some altcoins that are doing also horrible, right? Okay. Right. Short-term microcaps only on Nasdaq NYSE. Okay, but when you say microcaps, which ones are you talking about? Like, what would be your price range for the microcaps? Three to 6 months holding time, or yeah, that'll be like swing trading, right? Short term, that'll be like day trading, basically. Yeah, that is fine. But for day trading, just keep in mind that you would certainly need to have at least $25,000 dollars on your account, so you're not classified as a pattern day trader, and then you get in problems if you make more than 3 transactions in a day. Sorry, in a week, right? Yeah, I mean, bro, that looks fine. I would just say, like, if you're gonna look at when you say microcaps, just have a clear idea of what you're gonna get into. Look at the company, look at the analysis for how they're doing and things like that before you actually decide what you want to do, right? But look, for this, I mean, depending on how much money you're gonna put here, I mean, $5 would certainly yield you over 1,000 shares of this, or yeah, for sure. Uh, maybe almost 2,000 shares. Is it a good investment? I mean, time will tell, right? $5 is not a lot, but right now with what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like this is gonna do a lot, man. You would need for certainly to break up above this 0.03 cent line, then test this upper part of that downsloping channel, and if you manage to break out and confirm it, then might be a good idea to put something in, right? But yeah, yeah, I get which ones you're talking about. Look, man, like I was telling you, man, an opportunity that could have been really good, MoneyGram, right? You could have gone in at a dollar and like some odd cents, like $1 and 94 cents, right? If you would have gotten in before that on June, you would have gotten in at around $1 and 46 cents, right? And then they went on with Ripple, and look at that, boom, price action to the upside, right? And then they got on with Visa for some payments, boom, nice explosion on that news as well. That brought it from like 2 and some odd all the way up to like $6, almost $7, man. And if you would have gotten in at 1 and some odd, then you would have made at least 4 times your money, right? But again, this would have certainly been a good opportunity to get in. Even though if you look at it, it also had some, longer term. I'm gonna go into the monthly. And oh wow, surprise! There's not a lot of data on this, right? MoneyGram. If we look at this, MoneyGram has also been in a sort of downtrend. of sorts, right? Something like that. So a much larger downtrend. Yeah, dude, you have a lot of ideas. Virtual reality, I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, man. I mean, the idea has been around since like the 90s. You know, Nintendo had a Nintendo VR, which wasn't really VR, but you know, it was this like goggles that you would put in your face that were like you would see red within, right? And you could play like Wario or something like that. But VR has been around for a while. Even though now you have Oculus and all this other stuff going on, not really seeing much happening, right? Look at this on the monthly, man. I'm gonna get rid of this fibs that I threw. Getting at 146 or 139 ish zone. Man, look at this nice bump, right? Anyways, facing some retracement again. Yeah. Earlier this year, yeah, that would have been around this area, right? Even not earlier this year, but in June, you could have still bought in June. It's the cheapest it's been this year. And I think this is the cheapest it's ever been ever, man. Because right now we're pumping up and we're touching those lows of 2008. So yeah, for sure, MoneyGram would have been a nice company to have, right? Yeah, I mean they can for sure go up, but it's gonna depend a lot on adoption, right? And I'm not sure how much adoption they're getting right now. I've seen those Oculus, headsets, the Samsung headsets for VR, and I never got into them. So, like I said, I'm not really sure how good they're gonna be long term. I'm not sure how much adoption they're getting either, because I haven't seen the sales of those things, so I wouldn't be able to tell you 100%. So, but if you believe there's fundamentals to it, you know, you can go ahead and invest the way you see fit for your money, right? I would bank a little bit more on AI because virtual assistants have been growing, and you still have like Google Home, Alexa, Siri, Cortana. You have all these things that do stuff for people, and I would definitely try to get more into those, right? Yeah, like virtual, augmented, and mixed reality. Okay, but like I said, I would bank more on like virtual artificial intelligence than the other ones because augmented reality has been around for a while as well, and it has not played out a lot. Not yet. It hasn't picked up the steam it should have picked up, right? But it's certainly nice. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I'm not sure how quickly it will go up on augmented reality. Yeah. The thing is, how costly is it gonna be to get that augmentation to happen, right? If it's too expensive, schools are not gonna get it, and it's gonna take a while, right? Like internet used to be like expensive, right, and slow. Right now it's fast and a little bit cheaper. And the thing with VR is that some cell phones might be able to support it, right? Because in the Oculus, or not the Oculus, but in the Samsung, you actually put your phone in it, and then you put it in your head, and your phone actually works for that as that, right? So yeah, I think I'm having some delay. I'm not sure how much. I'm gonna do this real quick, and then I'll count the seconds. Right, 1, 2, 6, 7. Man, I have like half a second delay, like 37 or 27 seconds count, right? Sorry about that. So what I'm telling you right now and what you actually give me back, it's we're gonna be delaying a lot on this ping pong, right? We will change the world. Fall into three major categories: health, communication, and education. Yeah, VR for communication. I would bank it more on education and maybe health. Communication, I mean, it, yeah, it could. But look, if you want dividend paying stocks, you have to put in something that's gonna yield you real good returns, right? And you're not putting your money in a lot of risk where you can actually lose everything that you're investing. That's something that you should certainly consider. Mining, like mining for Bitcoin. Oh, I got time, dude. That's fine. I'm just saying that we're gonna be delayed on the conversation, right? On the bounce back and forth. We have 7 people watching, man. If you guys want to say hi in the chat, that's fine. You're welcome to yeah, exchange conversations with us. Uh, yeah. You mining, like, you mean like real world mining, like stocks for real world mining companies? Yeah, sure. I can look at I can look something up. Uh, Depending on where you are, is the companies that you're gonna look at. But since we're in America, a lot of the junior mining companies are in Canada, and they usually go on the TSX, which is the Toronto Stock Exchange, um, or yeah, the TSX usually. But let's look at some, right. Great Panther. Let me. They have two, right? They have this is the TSX one, and that's the one that I would usually look at because I do like the TSX. Look, uh, Great Panther is one of the mining companies that I know could have potential. It's not really seeing that price action to the upside that we saw with silver, and usually these mines are invested with silver companies, right? So you would certainly see them pump up when the price of silver goes up. We've seen the price of silver go up, but the price of the stock of this company has not gone up. Let's look at another one. Pan American. Silver. Did I write it right? Pan American. There we go. I had to put that space in there. Pan American. Let's see what Pan American is doing. Oh, Pan American did see that nice up with the silver, right? Maybe Great Panther is not doing with its mines. So, this would be not one of the ones that I would invest in because I saw the price of silver go up. I would have expected this company to have some nice price action to the upside. It's not getting it, therefore, out of the list for sure. On the lookout, right? So, Great Panther, let's not look at that. But look at Pan American, man. It went from $10 almost to $19 in a span of, well, when was this? Like May the 30th, right? So in a very short time frame, it's gone up. It's retracing a lot now, and that is fine. That is normal. You would expect it after a violent movement like that. But this also started to happen more or less when the price of silver is starting to react, right? And we'll look at silver real quick. But we are retracing. We're about to hit that 382. We could certainly bounce off it, or at least go and retrace into the 618 and then bounce from there. Yeah, that's a regular bot. He's there to like control some stuff because I don't have people like administrating the chat. I don't have moderators. I do tend to have that bot to make sure some things don't happen. But you can send them to me on the Discord, man. I'll open up the Discord as well over here. I'll move this over here, and now I have the Discord open. Now, if you want to send me something, you can send it there. I look at it, and then I'll be fine. We can keep on checking stuff. Anyways, it's retracing. Like I said, silver is also seeing that retrace, and that's fine. That's normal. See, it's doing the same thing that silver did, starting on May as well. Boom, price action to the upside. This company, as you can tell, it is moving, and it's correlated in its movements with the price of silver. Silver retracing. Let me adjust this one. It'll still be retracing there, but I just want to make it better. There we go. Silver is retracing, touching that 382. That's fine. That's the expected area of retracement. But it's not a problem. We can look at silver companies. Let me see who else is doing silver. Fresnillo PLC. They quote in London. London Stock Exchange. Fresnillo has gold and has silver, has not seen that nice price action that we saw with the other ones, right? It will be interesting to see what happened with them, how their quarterly reports came out, and then from there we will be able to see look, talking about dividends, right? This article came out. Fresnillo, should you buy Fresnillo PLC for its dividends? I'll send you that link on the Discord. I'll put it out there, just because it was something that we were talking about, but you know, not really gonna go into that article right now. It's up for debate, but you know, like I said, look, Fresnillo is one of those companies that is not moving with silver. They also do a lot of gold, and they're really heavy, right? For example, ABVVE ticker, 1.7 dividends per share. If you bought 1,000 shares, you get steady 1,000 each payout. Thoughts? Oh man, let's look at that. ABBV. Okay, ABBV. And yeah, okay, cool. On the NYSE, right? It opened. I'll open it again because I saw something else. ABBV. Huh. Who are these guys? Do you know who these guys are? Because they're also trading in Mexico, I think. They have data in pesos, dude, for the Bolsa Mexicana de Valores. So, healthcare and pharmaceuticals. Is it the same one as this one? Yeah, healthcare and pharmaceuticals. Okay, so they're in both places. That's fine. I'll just delete this one, and we'll look at the one that it's in dollars on the. Okay, cool. So it's been going up. Oh man, you said $1? This one's trading at like $70.51. Am I looking at the same company? Pays out about, okay, no, you're saying it pays out about $1.07 dividends per share. All right, cool. Yeah, but it's sitting at $70, man. You know, you're getting like, look, we'll do a quick exercise, right? And then it will be 1 divided by 70.51. You will be getting like 1.4% return on your investment, plus whatever the price action does, right? Go up or down. My thoughts are you comfortable getting like 1.4% return on your money? Let's say the price doesn't go up or down, it just remains neutral. You'll be getting $1.04. Would you be happy with that? Because you're buying you're buying one share at $70, right? I did the exercise here real quick. This one I just need to like confirm I was doing the math right. Because in 100%, it will be just 1%, which if I times this times 100, it will be 1%. Here it will be the same, right? So you'll be 1.4%. So, you know, you're paying 70, right? But if the price goes up and you still get 1% return on that, plus the margin that you make on the price action, yes, it would be nice. But right now, looking at this really quick, it's very small return. Yeah, but how long are they going to be paying that dividend for? You know, is it going to be always the same? Is it going to depend on the company's? Will it depend on the company's? What do we call it? The company's results, right? The earnings. So if the company's earnings go down, your dividends are going to go down. So even though it's residual, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same forever, right? So your return might go down, or it could go up, right? But right now, it seems like it's very low paying dividend. I mean, you have to put a lot of money on that to get 1%. Not even inflation in some countries, right? So even though you're getting money back, you will still be losing money. That would be if the price remained the same, all conditions remaining the same. You will not be getting that much of a return, right? This is a yearly paying or a monthly paying, because that also changes the. I mean, 1% is still 1%, but if you get it yearly, it will be much worse. But if it's monthly, then yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be as bad, but still 1% return a month. Yeah, over the course of a year, you could add it up, and it would still be a little bit more, and that would be fine. But sorry about that. If it's a year, it's too little. If it's a month, it might make sense somehow. Yeah, it depends on your position. Again, it depends on what you want to do, man, with your money, right? We have 7 people watching, guys. If you want to say hi on the chat and like basically, what do we call this? Engage with us, you can do it, right? We can do it back and forth. So if you haven't done it yet, you should like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Man, my voice is like. Luke, I am your father. Something like that, you know. It's just so raspy. HPT pays about 8% yield per stock. Again, year or month. I mean, yeah, year or month. We'll look at that. HPT. On the NASDAQ. Let's look at that. Man, this is $25. And you get 8% return. So you would be getting a, let's see. What is this I can do on here? You said, snap. Where did I put the calculator, man? 25.49, 25.49 times 0.08. That's 8%, you said. So you get $2. Man, this looks like it pays a lot better than the other one, right? For a lot less money, you're going to get better return on your money. You're going to get $2, right? Out of every 25 that you invest in. So if you, with the other one, you had to pay $70 to get $1 back. Here, with that, almost, you can buy 3 times the amount that you're going to buy there and get at least $6 back. So yeah, definitely this one's much better looking, right? Just off the gate. However, let's look at it. But if you're gonna hold it, you want to know that it's gonna be good, doing good long term, right? That'll be the next. That'll be the next question, and let's look how this has been doing, man. It has been more or less stable, man. I actually, out of all the stocks that we've looked together, I actually like this one a lot better, man. Because you can see that I'm not gonna call it a range, but you can see that there's certainly a lot of areas of support and resistance around this area. Right, there's been a lot of price action happening, like here, right? You go out of it, but you come back, and you know it is a good area, right? It's not a large margin, dude. It's like $22 to $26. There's a lot of movement in that area. That's pretty good. I'm gonna look at it on a more macro scale. Let's go to monthly. This one actually does look good, man. Okay, so on a more macro scale, took a large dive, man, but it recovered nicely. How much did it recover? Let's pivot. I'm gonna have to move this upwards one because I didn't get it on point. There we go. And actually, there's here. Okay, here we go. So we retraced that 50% line, right? Dow's theory rejected a little bit, going back down. Went back, actually retraced to that 618. That is fine. Then rejecting it. That is fine. Do a 382, bounce back off it, go to the 618 again, bounce back down. So we are basically bound or range bound right now between the 382 and the 618. That's fine. You will be getting more money on your return, right? and that is good. Oh man, some like nice ginger tea and lemon with honey, and that's pretty good for the throat, right? Anyways, yeah, this looks a lot better, man. Anyways, things I don't like on the short term, right? If we go on the monthly, you will be making a downsloping channel and you can't seem to break out of it. I'm gonna actually throw it on the weekly and see how that's looking and adjust a little bit, right? Because it might look a little bit, it might be too steep. Anyways, yeah, we could go here and go here. I'm not sure if I like it here because we're not getting as many areas of support than when we were here, and we're getting, I think, a little better touch points. And I'll move this one here, and I'll actually make this one smaller. There we go. So yeah, still we are getting some areas of respect for that midline, but right now shorter term, right? We're talking about like from April 13, 2017 until now. You are within a downtrend, right? So looking at HTP would be worthwhile to say buy 5,000 shares. You guys say annual payout of like 10K estimate. Hypothetically, could you buy 20,000 shares and make 40,000 a year on dividends and not have to work full time, right? Man, yeah, I'm not sure, bro. I mean, there's other things that have to go into play, right? In consideration, like where is this stock going longer term? Because if the results go down, your dividends are gonna go down, right? The earnings and everything affects it, right? So let's see this. If I'm gonna ignore this lower point, I'm gonna go from here to here because we could have a sort of symmetrical triangle happening, right? You can see it, right? That symmetrical triangle could break to the upside or downside. It's contraction happening on the Bollinger Bands on the weekly. I'm gonna go on the daily. Yeah, but that's annually, man. $2.14 annually. You would have to buy a lot of that to get that money, right? So like you said, like $5,000 more or less. So let's say I had $2.03. I'm gonna use that one times 5,000. You would get 10,000 out of that, right? So a year. And that's not a lot to get a year, right? With 5,000 shares a year, you would only get $10,000 back. I'm not sure you can leave off $10,000 a year, man. You need to buy a lot more. Anyways, what is going on here? Sitting above that 20 MA. Are we doing something here? Price action to the downside potentially, man. So something to watch out for, right? I'm gonna ignore this chop in the center, but if you were to go from here to here and from here to here, certainly you kind of touch that upper part of the channel, you would go down. That would be natural, right? But you are making bearish divergence, right? Just keep it in mind because it could play out, right? Lower high, and then lower positive momentum, higher positive momentum. So it's taking a lot of impulse to get not even to that price. Right, so just watch out. Potential could go down if you want to get into this. When to get into this, right? That is a question. Not just get into it because you want to get into it. To get into this, you would have to expect for this to retrace from at least from this high to this low on the shorter fib scale to around this 318 or this 618, right? Or at least the 50%, because then you might bounce off it. But actually, in this symmetrical triangle, you would have to wait for it to come down here, touch this area of $23, and maybe catch that bounce back up. Again, just kind of, you have to confirm that you are not going to break down of this support, right? Because if you break down from this support, that means you're probably going to go and hit this yellow line over here, right? Which would be the 318, I think, that we had traced on that larger feed. Anyways, so you have to like go here, and then once you notice that you're bouncing back up or retracing, right, you can certainly take a position right into the upside, sell up here. If you notice that you're gonna turn around again, you can sell up here before you break out, right? And if you break to the outside, then you keep it, because then you're gonna come up and touch this line, get a couple more dollars, and then again confirm that this line is not gonna hold. And if it holds, when you start to retrace, you sell. And if you break out, then you confirm that you're gonna hit this support, or this old resistance, sorry. And once you confirm that you hit it, and if you don't break down, if you start to break down, then you sell again. If you go above it, you might keep it. You might come back and retest it. But you know, that's how you would play this one, right? If you buy right now, you're buying at a premium. There is some bearish divergence, like we said, potentially. Again, you could see price action to the downside. We were looking at on that other chart scale, that time scale. It's not really discernible here, right? Here, what I would see is that from here to here, you had bullish divergence, right? Which is what drove you to the upside. So it will be from here to here, and then from here to here. Right, that's what launched you to that upside, right? Then you came back down again. The thing is, do we consider the wicks or not? If we don't consider the wicks here, we would still be making it, right? That would be fine. Then from here to here, you kind of made a double bottom, right? That's a bullish sign, and you would have seen price action to the upside, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. And I mean, some you could invest it into a startup, right? Like crowdfunding something that gives you a return, and it might give you more of a return than what you were talking about, right? That could certainly be an additional source. Yeah, but you have to hold for 12 months to get taxed at that. If you don't, then I think it's different, right? You have to pay a different amount. It's another 4 hours. I wanted to talk something about Bitcoin that I didn't talk, and I kind of skipped over it. A while back, we were kind of joking with the idea of like a head and shoulders around this area, right? Shoulder here, head here, and then maybe another shoulder developing. It didn't develop, you know, and it wasn't really a clear head and shoulders pattern. And I just want to tell you guys, some people are calling this a reverse head and shoulders, but it's not really a head and shoulders pattern again. I mean, it could be, but it's not typically how it looks. We could certainly trace this curve here for one shoulder. Oh snap, I didn't get it. The head part, right? Then this being in the other shoulder, but it's not really that shoulder. And then we would have to trace the neckline, right? The neckline would have been something like this. Then we would have to come and break above this to actually break the neckline and then see price action to the upside. I'm not really buying it as an inverse head and shoulders right now, but I just want to point it out that some people are calling it that. He's trying to think of residual based investment without major headache, like side business for real estate. Okay, side business and real estate now. You're talking possible time. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's the whole point, right? If you're gonna do something else, you have to be on top of your money, right? If you open a restaurant, you have to be there to take care of it. If you buy a house and you rent it, then you have to like keep the people living in your tenants happy, right? And then whatever they ask for, you have to like also comply, right? Things break, you have to keep, you have to like have an upkeep and repair and things like that. It's a bit complex. But if you just want to sit back and watch your money grow, yeah, dividend paying stocks. There's some cryptos that let you stack. And stacking in crypto, it's like basically you buy your token and then you put it back into the project. Dude, why don't you try? But you might not be able to. We talked about one of the projects, right? Look, BlockFi. BlockFi clients can now start earning interest on any amount of crypto. This is an article that we covered today. Right? There is no minimum, right? Cryptocurrency will start earning interest on any amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Gemini dollar. Right? You basically put your money there for it to be lended, and then you get paid interest on that money, right? That could potentially be something that, like what you're looking at, that lending. Binance is coming out with one that they're actually guaranteeing the return. But they're giving that money to margin traders, so they're gonna make it back with the interest that they charge, or with the rates they charge the margin traders, right? So Binance is going to have an option. These guys have an option right now. They're in the US, so you can certainly use them. And like I said, like there are some cryptos that let you stake in the project, right? So basically what you do is you buy the crypto and then you put in the project. So basically you give them back the crypto and the money, and then you start getting paid like sort of dividends every fortnight or something like that, right? Every 15 days or monthly. It's very little, but it's there, right? It's another option, but it's risky. Yeah, like I said, dude, CDs, treasury bonds, T-bills, all these things, like you shouldn't get into them. They're not doing that great, right? Yeah, mining for cryptos is, unless you have a large rig that's gonna run you high electricity bills, you're not gonna be making a lot, right? So, but look into this, man, because they basically go look at BlockFi, man, for sure. They what they do is they take your money and then they fund people or they fund certain trades and then you get money back, right? You get interest paid on that, and they remove the cap for how much money you have to have, and that's pretty good. Like right here, clients will not be required to meet a minimum deposit amount in order for them to earn interest on their Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDG. There's another one called Whale Land. I know this one because it's owned by a friend or someone I know. Not really a close friend, but more like an acquaintance. And here is the rates that you get for currencies, right? So they basically do the same. You put your money there, you lend it, and then you get money from that, right? Yeah. The thing is, if you don't own the machines and you don't have them, and you're just giving someone else your money, it makes everything a little bit more turbid, right, and harder to actually see through what's going on. Yeah, I don't like those kinds of mining setups, dude. If you're gonna go in and buy your rigs and set it up yourself, it's expensive, but at least you're in control of everything, right? These guys, you give them money, it's a pool of people, and they have to keep some money for themselves for operating electricity, the people that they have there, so they take a cut, and then they pay you extra whatever they have left over to give away, right? And sometimes it might not be really good. But this guy is well, and they also sorry about that. Oh man. Anyways, currencies, right? Look, euro, they pay you 49% annualized interest on your euro, man. Ethereum Classic, they pay you 17% on their Ethereum Classic. Cash 13 USD. It just changed, you see? It wasn't something else. 12 again. It went down, they went up. Well, they lend the money, dude, and then they get paid back, and then they look. I'm not sure, but let's look at this. I think you give them the money, then they lend it to someone else, and then they get paid interest on that money they're lending, and then you get it back, right? That's what you get back. So these guys have some nice annualized returns, right? I'm not sure why the euro is so high. They might have just put it in. It's a great account, deposit crypto, and earn in daily interest. So I'm sure you can get. I'm not sure how quickly you can get out of your position, right? Per coin, yeah, per coin. So you give them like €1, you're gonna get a 149 back, right? A year, though. That's an annualized fee. And also, if you wanted to, there's also these other lending platforms, but those are higher risk. You actually lend money to people in projects, and then you would get a sort of return on that. But once the person starts to repay, so they're like micro loans that instead of going to the bank, you go to this platform and you request them. There's some risk of defaults, but it's something you have to live with, right? Yeah, yearly. But still, almost no one else gives you that rate of return, right? So they do call it passive income for hodling. Where's the guy? This is the guy I know, Yishen Wu. I actually met him. He used to be a Microsoft guy in Finland, I think. And then he started this up, so that's what I know him personally. So Yeah, hypothetically. Yeah, you. That's what you should get though. Um, and if I go to LinkedIn, I know this guy, right? And they actually say down here Microsoft. So he was in Microsoft right in Finland. So I known him from a while back. I met him when he came to visit Mexico City, and I kind of bumped into him, and we just started talking. We hit it off. He hadn't even started with this when I met him. But I do have him as a contact on Instagram and stuff, and I haven't said hi to him in a while. But I heard of his company, and I think it's good. Oh snap! I closed that website. I wanted to keep it open, so you should. Here we go. Not this one. Wayland. Where did Wayland go? There we go. So, anyways, this is another website, right? Wayland. So you can keep it in mind for whatever you want to do, right? So just check them out. They're called Wayland, and yeah. I mean, the rates do change, right? The USD was at 12.77, then it dropped down to 11 point something. So I'm not sure if you make a contract with them or how it holds, if it gets shifted daily or annually. I haven't put my money in here, but I do know the guy personally, so I know he's legit. And so Positive Cryptocurrency are sending interest from the Wayland lend engine for free. We split the profits from the interest 50-50. So that 7%, if you have to split it, you probably get 3.5. I'm not sure how it works, man. Like I said, I know they have it. I have not used it for them, but you can start with very little. They do charge transaction fees, withdrawal fees, etc. But rates. This is one I want to look at. Man, at some point in time, what is this rate? Historical rates. Look, they have the euro rate right here. Look at this, man. At some point that was high. I have rates here on the side for what? So they're doing 40 for euro. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, they're short right now, right? So it's not a lot of interest that you get on this. So you get 1.46, 1.35, 2.2, 2.5 on this, So on XRP, you're making like 0.75, right? That's probably because of trading on these platforms. It's the movement is sideways, and there's not a lot of fluctuation going on. So since you don't have any of that fluctuation going on, probably their rates are stagnating and actually going down because there's a lot of risk with that. But maybe the euro is a little bit strong and the dollar is a little bit strong, so you're getting a lot better interest rate on that, right? Look at Misego, it's doing like 0.3, EOS 0.2, Bitcoin Gold 5%, Ethereum Classic 15%, right? Because Ethereum Classic saw a nice price spike, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. XMR, USD Tether 7%, Zcash 7%. But if you're gonna do USD Tether, you just might as well use USD because USD pays better, right? USD pays 12%, so just give them dollars instead of you giving them like an altcoin, right? Anyways, like I'm saying, dude, there are options, right? There are ways that you can go about this. It just depends on what you want to do. Yeah, so there are many options or places that you can go and invest. And yeah, so let me know. Yeah, there are margin lenders with your coin, but at least Binance is doing the same, right? Binance is doing the same with their lending platform. They are giving it to margin traders, and then they pay you a 7% fee on your XRP. And that's the way it works right now. Yeah, it's probably used by traders. I'm not sure which exchanges they work with, but go if you have a chance, go check them out. I checked them out a while back. Their website was completely different back then. you can certainly contact them and ask them for information, etc. They are in Finland still, right? So they're pretty legit, man. That guy still lives there. When he came back here in Mexico, it was a while back, and I met him, I think, like 3 or 4 years ago. He was just leaving Microsoft when I met him, which I think he left in 2016. So I might have met him around 2016, 2017. So I know he does that. And then, like I said, Binance is also doing the same. So if you want to go with Binance Lending, you can go there. And if you want to go elsewhere, there's options, dude. That's the, is it in the USA? No, this one's in Finland. But, I'm pretty sure you can deposit them. I'm not sure what they're going to ask for. But check them out, right? Look, they said Finland, Helsinki. Is it legal in the US? I'm not sure, bro. You can probably in their FAQ it should say. I mean, they accept dollars, so it probably could be, right. They have an FAQ section. I would have to look at that. I'm not sure if it's legal in the US or not. I'm not using them right now, but I definitely want to. Put some crypto in there. Not crypto right now because they're not paying that good, but at some point in time they were paying like 10% on Bitcoin and 8% on Ripple. And right now, like you saw, they're like almost nothing, right? Because the market has been stagnant. So probably not a lot of people doing margin trades on that, right? If look at this, man. We've just been like bound by this range for a while. If this breaks up, their rates are gonna go crazy, man. Binance is coming out with Binance Lend, like I said. I'm not sure, but they're also launching Binance Jersey or Binance US in the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure if they're gonna have their lending service. It could be legal because BlockFi is doing it, right? They are lending your money for probably the same thing. So, and BlockFi is based in New York. How does it pay daily? I'm not sure, man. It probably goes back into your account on a daily fee. I'm not sure how long you have to keep your money tied. I know in Binance Lend you have to keep it up for 14 days, and then they have a program which is for 28 days, meaning that you don't control the tokens. They're basically lending them out. But I guess it just depends on what fee they're charging the trader, right? They give the money, the trader probably has to pay upfront a certain fee, and you probably get paid that as a secure part of the investment, and then whatever's left you get paid afterwards. I'm not sure, man. But there's also this option, right? BlockFi. So there's three options: Binance Lend, BlockFi, and Whale Lend. Oh man, sorry about that. Check out the Wetland site and go to the demo. Okay, sure. Let me go to the main site, Whaleland. Where is the demo? Oh man, where's that demo part? I'm probably gonna have to click here. Whaleland. I don't have an account with them, so I'm not gonna do that right now. It's in rates. I'm looking for that try free demo, but I'm not finding it, man. Okay, I see it now. Try free demo. Yeah, I know. I think that the longer the stream keeps going, the more every time that there's a drop or something on rates, the more the stream gets delayed, and it can get to be pretty annoying sometimes. Like I said, right now we have like a 30-second. Yeah. With 15 Ethereum, you get paid like 3.82, which potentially would be that percentage that we saw, right? Yeah. Then up here it says earn up to 10 times interest rate exchange. Not sure how that works. Maybe that's the margin that they give you 10 times. No, probably not. With 3 Litecoin, you would get like $3, right? So it's not a lot. Or no, wait, 3% earnings, which give you like a fraction of a Litecoin. Yeah. Monthly payout. Yeah, like I said, they're not that bad, man. 30-day income, yeah. Past 30-day earnings, right? But, you know, it's... I'm not sure what portfolio they're considering this, right? It's probably this portfolio that's here, like $11,515. Past day income would be a little bit over 400. It's a little bit, man. It's actually not. It's not that bad, but it's also not that great. It's like 4%, 3% return. Three categories. I can't click on anything on up top. Sorry. This one I don't like that much, right? You have to put $7,000 to get $300 back. Yeah. Total funds earnings and 30-day income. Yeah. So $210 would yield you $8, man, in 30 days. So almost 4%, right? Yep. But I'm not sure when they calculated this. Look, I'm gonna get out of this real quick. Where is it? I'll open Wellland again. Wellland. Let's see, Wellland. What's going on? Where was those rates? Rates. But see, Bitcoin right now is not 1.47% like they're saying here, right? If you have 125 Ethereum, you will need to give them how much for how much returning dollars? 125 Ethereum? If I consider that pointing, 4 pointing something else, right? Let's do this. So 125 times 186 will be 23,000, right? That'll be, sorry, calculator had in the other side. And then they said that for Ethereum is like 4.18, so times 0.0418. $917. But on the actual site here, Ethereum's at 1.31, right? Rate, I think. This will be in the past month, historically. And right now you can see it's sitting here like at 1.3, right? So that's the rate that, oh, that's for Bitcoin, sorry. This is the rate that they have right now for Ethereum. So you're sitting around 1.31. So it's not even that 4%, man. You're going to get much less. So let's undo that last part we did. Let's divide it by 0.00418 to get back to the money I had to put in, right? Sorry, I did something off. I want to go to this one. I'll take this one. 23,000. I removed the zero now. Okay, from there. Divided by 0.013. You're gonna get like $3 back, right? If I use their current Ethereum, you're really not getting that much money returning Ethereum right now. Like I said, I'm not sure when they updated this. In the past 30 days, they say, but in the past 30 days, you can see the rate. The highest it's been is like 1.9, right? Unless, oh, sorry, that was a Bitcoin. Sorry, up here is Ethereum, 3.2. Man, sorry, I took the wrong data. Here they're kind of close together, but yeah, Ethereum had at some point in time in those past 30 days, so 5.16. Right, so definitely if you average out all these rates they have here on the month, you would probably get that 3%, right? But right now it's very low. It's at 1.3. So yeah, probably their chart here is correct. So yeah, if we take that 3%, yeah, you would have gotten like 900 and some odd dollars back, right? I think that's what we had stated. Oh, man. Let me see this times 0.09 0.0369. Yeah, so around $800 or something, man. Sorry, but right now I'm like, my head's just burned out from the meds and the coughing and everything, so. Oh, man. Assume that if you had 100,000 worth of Ethereum coins with them, you would make about 3,000 to 4,000. Yeah, maybe, but that's a lot of Ethereum coins that you would have to put out there, right? Let me open the calculator again. Let's see. You said how many Ethereum coins? $100,000. Yeah, divided by 3%, right? So divided by 0.0369. No, times it, man. My head. Yeah, I'm starting to get to a point where this is not gonna be good. Man, 100,000. Times 0.0369. Yeah. So with that, you'll probably get like 3,690, right? Hey, Leighton boy, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in, man. If you're being here. Sorry if I sound a little bit like down and out. I'm starting to get burned out a little bit. I'm sick, dude. I have like a cough and like my voice is super raspy, but yeah, I'm here, guys. So what's up, Leighton? Call you Finn. Okay. How's it going, Finn? Yeah, no worries, man. I kind of got it a couple days ago. Right now, I'm still getting it going on, right? So that's 3.6 thousand monthly, Martin. Yeah, that's not bad, bro. That's per month. Yeah, but that's a lot of money you're putting in, dude. You're parking $100,000 that you can probably put to some better use somewhere else, right? I'm pretty sure you can get a better return than 3% elsewhere for your money. 3% is very little. I mean, it's still better than nothing a month, but you know, it's not fixed amount. So if I strive for 200,000 worth of Ethereum and you could lend it to them and basically move to Mexico Beach. 6,000, yeah, that would certainly be the case, right? Yeah, you could probably move on to like a yeah, Mexico being low cost. You could probably do that, and you would be very nice with that. XRP is at 1 billion in 24 hours. Yeah, sure, man. Let's look at XRP. We can certainly go look at that. We already covered it a while back, but we can go and look at it again. What is XRP doing? Yeah, we had a nice bump to the upside, right? We're flagging right now. We kind of traced it. This flag happened on no notice. Basically, we just broke out of this symmetrical triangle we had traced. And we had some contraction on the Bollinger Bands, right? So we kind of covered that earlier. Other than that, there were nothing else going on that could have potentially indicated that, except for this hidden bullish divergence that we developed, and this bullish divergence here, this smaller one that we called out. Other than that, there was nothing else that could have meant price action to the upside. We had a much larger bullish divergence develop, right, on a larger time frame, but it did not play out. So you'll be pretty comfortable with $7,000 a month. Yeah, $7,000 a month. I think you could be comfortable. Yeah, if you live in Mexico with that much. Yeah, especially it depends on where, but yeah, you could certainly be much more comfortable. We had developed this divergence, right, which was bullish. We kind of deleted it because this was old stuff that was not playing out. So this is one, and then we would have, depends. I mean, do we want to consider the wicks or not, right? If we want to consider the wicks, we'll be fine. Still making it, and it actually helps us to make this next point, which will be from here to here. And then we would anchor from here to, like, here, basically, right? So I had this, like, bullish divergence that was not playing out. It was going nowhere. It's still, on the daily, has gone nowhere, right? Look at the daily scale, man. We only had this bump, but we had better pumps, right? I mean, it was a nice bump to the upside on XRP, but other than that, there's really not much going on. Not reached, but at the same time, you could put off your effort into another full-time easy job to put you yeah, man. You could be a beach bartender, or like have a car rental place, or just like open a small restaurant by the beach side. You know, you can do whatever, man. Yeah, with that, you would be nice and comfortable. Yes. The thing is that 3%, how long are they gonna be able to hold it for you, right? Right now, that's the average, but you saw on the average. I mean, don't just be over optimistic, right? Look at the average, dude. The rate went from being almost 5%. It shot up, right, from like a 1.4% all the way up to 5%. Then it decreased, bounced back off, and at the end, they're paying you more or less the same interest rate, right? If they cannot maintain that 3% interest rate, you would be screwed, because then you would be out of a job, living on with the salary that you choose to have for fun, and this is not a fixed amount that they're going to be paying you every month, right? So if they cannot guarantee you the $3,000 a month, or the $10,000 a month, or sorry, the $3,000, $7,000 a month for the money you're going to give them, it might be a good time to move on something else, right? That's a good passive income. Yes, you would not be super rich, but yes, of course. What coin would you say, based on my own experience, would be worth investing in on the long run? Coins under 10, top 5 list. Shit, man. It's a really tough question, because the only coin is Ripple, man. On the top 5, there's no one else at that price. Where's market cap? I have it here. Market cap. Look, top 5, right? I mean, if we take out Bitcoin Cash, that usually the ones we cover are even Binance move back, man. We should probably start covering EOS or something, because Binance lost some dominance, right? But anyways, look, we have Bitcoin. Obviously, that's out of your specs, right? Ethereum out of the specs that you are questioning for the price, right? So for $10, you could get Tether, you could get EOS on the top five. Well, if we ignore Bitcoin Cash and Tether because Tether is a pair, you would have to go with EOS. So on the top five, ignoring those two, it would be EOS and XRP, right? Let me see something. Well, bro, if you had 200,000 in USD right now, you wouldn't be thinking about putting it into high yield money market. Yeah, if you had 200,000, if I had 200,000, I wouldn't be worrying with the. It would be a whole different thing, right? There's other things you can invest in that I think you can get better returns. Even you can become a car salesman for fun and just flip cars, right? Based on your own experience, not the list provided by any crypto service. Okay, well, who do I believe has the largest, the best upside? Would certainly be Ripple, man. I opened just this list so we could look at the top five, right? Not because I wanted to look at the at anything else, but look, there's no one else except after that. You would have to go to position 11 to look at Cardano, which could potentially have something. Then you would have to go for Stellar, and then maybe Tron, or I'm not even sure this one what they're doing, right? Unos. So Tron, look, Hubo, the exchange is coming out with their token as well. Could potentially have price action to the upside, right? They're a large exchange as well in India, in China. Yeah, I think XRP is a good choice, man. I think everyone likes XRP because of the fundamentals, right? I think we all like it because it does have a real case use. After that, I would tell you that the exchange coins have real case use because you use them daily on the exchange, right? So Binance has real case use. Huboy token would certainly have real case use, right here, because they're for that exchange. So remember, Binance last year was sitting around $4 in December. It shot up all the way up to like $40, $43, right? So I mean, yeah, right now I would tell you Ripple. Ripple, it's definitely, yeah. See, I think everyone that comes in here likes Ripple, man. Sorry about that, man. I try to mute the mic when I'm coughing, but sometimes it beats me to the speed that I can actually move and click at the mute button. But yeah, Ripple for sure. I believe it has a lot of potential, but it has not been playing out, man. Let's see how it goes within the swell event once it starts to come near. We are getting to that mid part of the month, which again should put us near that. Nah, it's good, man. I like all the coins, man. I do like Ripple, but I don't want to be over optimistic when I give the news or talk about the coins because I want to be more neutral for everyone that comes in. It's no worries, man. I don't want to sound like over optimistic, and I want to give a more neutral point of view to Ripple, to Bitcoin, to anyone, right? That's going on. So for sure, I want to be more reserved. I mean, if I wanted to go move like crazy over Ripple, that's cool, you know. But in the end, I do believe that out of the coins, Bitcoin is store value. Ethereum has the smart contracts, and then Ripple would be for banking, right? I'm Binance all the way now, man. I'm a pro all coins, man. I do believe they all have their upsides and downsides. I don't hold Binance right now, so I mean, if I was pro Binance, I would definitely be holding some. Yeah, but Binance, I do believe they do have a use case because they're used on the exchange, right? But it's a very specific use case. Besides the exchange, it has no other business elsewhere, right? So Binance, I would just put it for the exchange. If you're using Binance, maybe you get a benefit on it. But if you're not using Binance, you're probably not going to see a benefit. Same would happen with that Huboy or Hubi, whatever that exchange is called, token, right? If you're there, you're probably not going to be you're using it because you're there, right? Yeah, bro. I mean, like I said, dude, I cannot give you financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But you can hold as much as you want of the coin that you believe has the best potential, right? Now, XRP does certainly have a strong use case long term. How long of a play it's gonna be, I'm not sure, but yeah. But I'll finish with that question real quick. $20, yeah, it could certainly give you a good amount of XRP to hold, right? At least four times that amount. So you would be getting like 80 XRP. I'm not sure if it's too little or too much if you're just starting or not, but it could certainly be something, right? I mean, $20, whatever you can get into crypto, just whatever you feel comfortable putting in there, right? You are the only person that can measure the risk that you are willing to take, and how quick of a risk or how quick of a payback is going to be. I'm not sure. Look, right now it's almost flatlining, so we might actually go back into this lower part of the channel because we called it out. We said there was some I think it was like hidden bearish divergence developing on the 1 hour. Or did we? No, no, we didn't. We were tracing the channel. That's what we had this line here. Sorry, I was trying to figure out because in the 1 hour it just looked like a small line and I couldn't see the bottom part. But we're just tracing this like flag. It would be like down sloping for sure right now and potential move to the upside. That's what this would say. However, we are a little bit higher on the other side, making negative momentum still. So we have to come back here and touch it again before we actually run. And we only have 2 touch points right now, 3. And then a couple more on the top. But anyways, that'll be. Oh, what else is going on in the chat? Let me see. Man, I really need the Wayland. Okay, you like the Wayland idea, yeah. Wayland idea, yeah. How much is Wayland getting? Which I knew last year when I had 60 Ethereum. Yeah, dude. I'm not sure. I think they said half and you go half and half on the return. But you can check it out. You can check it out later, and then we can discuss it, right? Because I would also need to check it out in detail. Yeah, no, that's fine, bro. Finn, that's fine, bro. That's no worries, man. I mean, like I said, you have to be comfortable with what you're going to get into crypto, right? It is not that I can give you a magic number and that's the number that you have to go with. It's how much you're willing to put in the line, knowing that you can risk to lose some of that, if not all of that. But again, it's a risk that you have to take. I know for a fact that I put a lot more than I was willing to put onto Ripple because I do believe that it has a long-term case. A little bit more than I'm comfortable putting in there. But again, I do believe they have a long-term, a good use case, right? But that again, that's something I'm assuming for myself as a risk. Let me see what else. If Wellen can pay 4%, lenders they might get much. Yeah, probably. I'm about 5K. So Coinbase in their wallets after I put the rest into a hard wallet. Yeah, I mean, hard wallets are fine. Just don't lose them because then you're screwed. Yeah, I'm not sure if they are insuring all of the accounts or just the ones they are doing custodial services for. But that's something that you would need to check, right? Yeah, exactly. I guess that's a recurring theme with everyone that's in XRP, right? Or any crypto for that matter. Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, I would definitely go with yeah, when you put it in, you have to. What Soka's saying is right, right? If you put it in to hold long term, you have to see it as you're putting it in that you're willing to lose it, right? You have to consider it a lost amount of money for you for whatever time being it is that you're willing to hold it there, and whatever is going to happen in the future, drops, rises, whatever. If you want to do trading, though, you have to consider many more factors, right? Because that means you have to be getting in and out of positions. You have to find areas of opportunity, when to get in, when to get out, etc. Right now, I can tell you, certainly Ripple retraced good amount. That's good. Impulse up. We are consolidating. If we don't break this to the upside, and we could potentially go to the downside, areas that we could see us going, and I'm gonna consider this a low, right? You could hit this. I'm gonna go from low to high. Sorry, I did this opposite of the way it should have been. So it'll be from here to here, right? There we go. So you have certainly, since this impulse up, using the wicks, we have certainly retraced to that 236, which makes it a valid retrace. We could come down here, touch the 318 if we don't break this to the upside, right? We can still flag. It happened before. We had this impulse up, flagged it a little bit, right? Down sloping consolidation, similar to what we're seeing here, right? That would mean again impulse up. But with this impulse up, apparently we hit something else. I can't remember if it was a bearish sign. Yeah, we probably had like some sort of bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. Then we had this shop and then die down. But usually after an impulse up, right, like here, impulse up, down sloping consolidation, impulse up. That's usually what follows. So right now, impulse up, down sloping consolidation. We should get impulse up. If we don't get it, targets of retrace, like I said, the 382 would be here. The 618 would be here. That 50% line would be here. You could touch any of these and bounce back. You could even do a deep retrace and go and hit that 786, right? Which would be down here, and then bounce back from there, or even 100% retrace. You know, it wouldn't be unheard of. So something you just have to watch out for that. These are areas of entry, right? If you see that around the 382, you might get impulse up again. Might be good to get in. Right now, it could potentially be good to get in because you might get another impulse up after that flag develops a little bit. But again, like I said, right now we're just waiting for the flag to develop. So let me see what is going on chat because I got carried with the chart real quick. So yeah. So anyways, Finn, those are my thoughts right now on how I would play Ripple. That's only how I would do it. I would wait for it to maybe develop a little bit more. Or if it breaks out, I would wait for confirmation, right, of that breakout, and then go in. Or if it retraces, look for those lower areas of value. Right now, even though it's cheap and it might not be a lot, for $20, it's probably not gonna matter that much what happens. But if you would have gotten here at 25 cents, you would certainly have seen a small gain on your investment. So let me see. Everything is okay. So Soka, everything is at risk. Investing besides money under your mattress. Yeah, like I said, dude, the point that Soka was making, I do agree with him. If you go in with that mentality that you're willing to lose that money because you're gonna play long term, and you're willing to go with the risk that these could go potentially down to zero at some point in time, then that's fine. You know, you if you're gonna go long term, you have to see it, and you're not gonna touch it, and you're just gonna forget about it for like the next couple of times or days or whatever. Then you do have to believe that it's a sort of lost money. If you find it and it's worth something else, it's good. And if you don't find it and it's gone, then you already assumed that you were gonna lose it, right? Super aggressive. I do the opposite sometimes. I'd put 70% of crypto if I was 18 again. Yeah, because at 18, Sean, you have to remember when you're 18 and when you're younger, your tolerance to risk is completely different, right? That's why usually investment portfolios for younger people are more lean heavier towards the higher risk areas and less towards the more secure areas. And as you get older, you start to diversify and move your portfolios towards the more secure and take less risk, because at that point in time in your life, what you don't want to wake up one day and find out that all your money is gone, right? You're trying to secure your older life. Anyways, let's see what else is going on. Opposite to that, 70%. Okay, sorry for advertising competitors' coins. Investment Ripple is my potential of making my life better, and yes, it has a risk, dude. No competitors' coins, dude. We don't have competitor coins, dude. We are not pro any coin in the state of crypto. The state of crypto is neutral, right? The state of crypto is the state of crypto. It is neutral to all coins. It is neutral to all comments. It is neutral to all news. We don't do FUD. We don't do FOMO, and we certainly don't do Moonboy stuff either. Although, if I talk personally, then yeah, I can say I do like Ripple a lot, man, and I like it more than the other assets. But that's my personal thought, right? When we're here on the channel and we're discussing it, etc., I want to remain as neutral as possible to have people understand that there's also a risk side, right? There's people that go on the internet and they're always talking about how great Ripple is, that is the greatest digital asset, and then that they always go on the positive news and they're trying to hype everyone to go into Ripple, and that is fine, dude. I don't mind it. I just want to keep this a little bit more, let's call it stable, right? Like people that can come in here can understand that there's some good stuff going on, that there's some bad stuff going on, and then there's some risk associated with it, right? Yeah, there's other channels that cover different coins, and there's other channels that cover only Bitcoin. And there's channels that cover only Ripple, and channels that cover only Litecoin. And you can find like very specific stuff. And we didn't want to be just specific. We wanted to be news and analysis for everyone. So for all the alts. So if someone comes in and asks for an altcoin, we would check it on the chart. But then to do a news segment on it, I would have to do it the next day, because then I would have to go and dig information and try to figure out first what they do, their white paper. If I don't look at their white paper, at least look at the news. Try to figure out what is going on with it before I actually do a news segment on it. So requests for coins, we can do them on chart, and then if you want news for coins, I can do them the next day on the stream, and we'll just cover them for that. Unless there's a lot of movement of people asking for them, then we can certainly make them a regular coin on the stream, right? Different options out there, which is yeah. So I don't think I would have any big impact on my wallet now, but I still hopefully something happen. Yeah, I mean the best thing you can do is try to diversify, right? I mean, I'm not sure how your portfolio is going, how old you are, and what stage of your life you are, right? But all those things being equal, if you're in a position where you're just starting your life, yeah, you should save some of the money, invest some of the money, right? Because if you're just starting your working life and you have no idea how long you're gonna be at that job, right? So you have to make a sort of real cushion that you can rely on, so that if things go wrong, you can survive on that money without affecting your investment, right? So that's why you need to save some, invest some, and then do something else with the rest of your money, right? If you would then go into other part of your lifetime, then you would probably have already a savings done to be able to survive a couple of months without a job, and then you will be in a position to take that extra money and then put it all into investment, part in crypto, part in stocks, part in something else, so that you're well diversified and you don't have those problems or fluctuations when things go down, right? That's the way that would play it if I was 18 again, for sure. So I feel as if a community migrates from Bitcoin going to XRP, I consider that competitive as XRP to Bitcoin. I'm not understanding that comment, Finn. If you can specify it a little bit more, though, it's something I don't like that I see a lot is that there seems to be a lot of people pro certain cryptos, right? And then they bash on all other cryptos. And I do think that other cryptos also have a functionality or a use case, right? So I mean, I don't like it when the Ripple army or Ripple boys go and bash on Bitcoin boys, because it's just opposite rivalry, right? It's stupid, man. Crypto's such a small market. It's just so few of us going into it right now. Then having like useless feuds between coins is just stupid at this point in time. We should all focus more on driving for more adoption than discussing and getting into arguments as to which asset is superior, right? That's something I don't like about the Moon Boy effect, right? I don't want to say names of the other YouTubers, but some YouTubers are really pro a coin and bash on everyone else, and that is fine. You know, they can do whatever they want. I just don't believe it's the way that we should be behaving at this point in time on the crypto sphere, because it's a young industry. Let's call it young because it's 10 years old if we just count Bitcoin. If we count everyone else that's been going on, it's much younger, right? If we average the age of the whole crypto sphere, it would be lower than 10 years. And having people like fighting each other over stupid comments as to which one is better, etc., is just pointless, you know. Try to invest anywhere that makes good returns. Bitcoin, Ripple, Stellar, etc. Not fan of people clinging to one coin versus another. Yeah, exactly. Diversification is key, right? The more diversified you are, the better you're standing. And the point of diversification is that you can always move your assets. If one of them is underperforming, you can shift it to one that's performing good, and then once that one starts to go down, if the other one starts to go up, then you can also shift your funds, right? That's the whole point of being diversified. You're not exposed to just one asset and whatever happens. You are learning about this whole crypto thing. You're in need of, like, it's 25 plus initial investment, 3 days. What is that? What is that, Finn? Yeah, is someone selling you a crypto course? Because you can find a lot of information online. So I'm not sure what is 25. $3. I'm not sure what that is, bro. But if you can be a little bit more specific, certainly we can try to address your question. Anyways, new watcher, thank you for tuning in, man. You can go and chat and say hi if you want, or you can just lurk on the stream, and that is fine as well. If you haven't done it yet, you should like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. It's just a very few of us here right now chilling out because we already covered the market. So it would be like only buying one stock on the stock market. Yeah. Yeah, if you buy just one stock, it's not really good because you're just exposed to whatever happens to that stock, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, there is rivalry, right? You talk to Apple fans and talk to them about Samsung, and then they'll like try to crush you on the superiority of the Apple phone. And if you talk to Samsung and then you talk to someone with Huawei, then they'll talk to you about certain things, right? It's just, I don't get it why people make rivalries out of everything. It just makes it so much worse than it is. It should be just fun. You can hold whatever you want, and you're entitled to that. And no one should bash on you for holding whatever crypto you want to hold. And like I said, dude, that's why we want to be neutral here. This is a neutral ground for people to come and discuss ideas. And certainly you can tease people and make fun of each other, right? Like the whole 589 for XRP, right? And we can make fun of each other within boundaries, right? But as long as people are not bashing you because of your beliefs, then it becomes something that is negative, and it's counterproductive to what we should be aiming to do, right? Which is, again, drive more adoption for all cryptos, not just one crypto, but the whole crypto market, so that more people come in, and the more people that are using crypto, the more volatility, the more money there's going to be in the market, the better it's going to be for everyone else that is involved, right? Not just one coin, but all coins, man. Yeah. How am I doing here? I'm gonna get some water real quick. Hang on tight. I'll be right back. There we go. I am back. Sorry about that. I forgot my water. Be right back again. I am back again. Sorry about that, guys. Phone was also running low on battery, and I usually have it next to me as a monitor so I can know how much delay I'm having between what we're doing and where the stream is at. But yeah, I'm back now. Anyways, let me see what happened on chat, man. Where are we? I'm gonna make this much bigger. Yeah, better. Hi, new watcher. Thank you for tuning in, man. We finished discussing the crypto stuff. We are discussing other topics, and he left. Okay, cool. Anyways, what is here? Apple money. Man, I went back a lot. Anyways, let me see what happened since I left. It should have been around here. So I just go back and look at the native Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, dude, Finn, we do talk about all the news daily, so we try to find articles that are good, and if we don't find anything that is good, that is just speculative FUD or anything else, we do declare it. Like, we do believe this is just FUD, trying to seed FUD, fear, intent, uncertainty, and doubt. Or we believe that this is just like, a speculative piece in nature. We do warn people as to what's going on with the news. We do want to keep it very balanced, right? We want this to be a safe place for people to know what is going on, right? Yeah, CoinMarketCap, it's okay. There's other ones, but usually almost everyone uses CoinMarketCap. But what is that other one? Coin. There's one that certainly places it really nice. I'm gonna try to find it real quick. Coin something. Is it crypto? No, I think it's crypto something. Trying to find that site real quick. Like, these guys have also a pretty good site, right? Like, it's Coin360. And I like them for a couple of reasons, right? One is they have the ticker going down here with news, and that is cool. And then the other one is that they show you the chart. They don't tell you how much percentage of the market it is, I think, not quickly. But you can have a really quick representation of who's holding what, right? You can see that Bitcoin is the biggest, then it's Ethereum, then it's Ripple. Then within Ethereum, you have all these other ones that are in here, right? And then you can have at least look at the main market real quick and look at how it's going, right? Sometimes this is all flashing red, this is all flashing green, and it just makes it easier to see really quickly what is going on, right? So I do like this one a little bit for looking at certain things. Anyways, I just want to show that real quick. So the other part that didn't get sent in the chat. My initial investment was $10 and start a portfolio is 25. Okay. Yeah, where are you at, Finn boy? Are you where are you at, Finn? Are you in the US? Are you in Canada or Australia or what's up? Sorry, man, I'm catching up with the chat. I'm just trying to read real quick, right? And I was trying to point some things out real quick as well. I'm always into the questions, man. Uh, yeah, I haven't made the videos yet. What Soka is saying is right. I did talk about making some videos. I haven't gotten the time to sit down and do it. But I do want to make videos on everything, right? So some videos on trading, educational, like what's a candle, how to read them, chart patterns for candles, or candle patterns that we can see real quick developing, and then something else, right? Like for example here, it wouldn't. This would kind of sort of be like a morning star usually follows a bear trend, and you would get it at the bottom. Like you would get a red candle and then a green candle and then a green candle again going up, and that's usually a reversal from a bear trend. But right now this is not a bear trend, right? We were going up a little bit. Here it might have been more of a morning star down here. But anyways, there's patterns to the candles that you can look at that give you something else. Yeah. So you usually I was gonna do like something on charts and things like that, and then like fibs, bearish divergence, convergence, all these things happening, and I was gonna do also stuff on crypto, right? Like what is blockchain, what is cryptocurrency, distributed ledger technology, what is Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin Cash, how the forks come along, what is Ethereum, what is Ripple. I'll be trying to determine or explain to people what they do, what they seek to solve, because a lot of people don't want to go and read the white paper, and if they read it, they don't understand it, right? And they don't have an idea of what is going on with the market, but we really do want to help. I think Finn left. Did he leave? Oh man, if he left, sorry Finn. I will discuss the questions that you have here, man. It's not a problem. You don't have to leave to look for answers elsewhere. I'm sorry if you left. Yeah, man. Sorry. I think we lost Finn, but we can certainly keep on discussing a little bit more. I'm into all types of questions. Yeah, I think Soka scared him. Oh, he's here. Cool. Utah. Cool. So Utah, yeah, then you can certainly go into Coinbase. That would be one of the options. If you want to wait a little bit more, Binance US is gonna launch, and I'm trying to figure out who else works in the US right now that is not banned. The US, I think we covered it yesterday. There's a lot of exchanges there, right? That was either yesterday or 2 days ago. So let me check that out real quick. And yeah, Finn, any questions that you have, just put them on the chat and we'll check them out, right? And if I don't know the answer, I have no problem saying I don't know the answer, and then we can look for it together, right? I think it was yesterday. If it wasn't yesterday, it was definitely 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Yeah, Gemini's there. But I have an article that I wanted to talk about that I didn't cover it. So okay, so there was this article that I had, and I'm gonna pop it out real quick here in the window, right? It doesn't state which ones they are, but it certainly does state some of them, right? It does say, look, it's the top, like the top 5 countries with the most crypto markets, right? In the U.S. is the second one. The U.S. has 27 exchanges, right? Now, when you look at an exchange, things that you want to look for is exchanges that have a lot of volume being traded on them, right? You want volume because that gives you liquidity, right? That gives you a way to get in and out of positions, right? When there's no point of getting into one exchange where only 3 people trade, and you're not gonna be able to like purchase or sell when you want to, right? So you want to get into one that has a lot of people, and a lot of people are buying and selling. Gemini could be good. I've never used Gemini personally, so I cannot speak from experience. But I believe it's one of the top ones out there in the U.S., right? And they are coming out with a Tether Gemini coin, the U.S. Tether coin, that it's approved by the financial services. I can't remember what the of the NY Financial Department of Services, I think. New York's Financial Department of Services. You're 2 minutes behind live. Yeah, a lot of people have that problem, and I'm sorry. Either you can hit that and hit live, and it will take you. There's a little button right next to the chat, right? Or not the chat, the stream. And if you click on it, it'll take you to right now or close to right now. But yeah. Robinhood is also for stocks, though. I know they use it for that. Circle, yeah. Cash App, yeah. Bitcoin in the US, yeah. Bitcoin is gonna be good. I think Coinbase, it's good. I think this is one of the best ones out there. I think there's Kraken also that we can toss in that list. Yeah. eToro, I think, I'm not sure if it's in the US, but they certainly do have a lot of advertisement on, and I think they do crypto as well. Trying to figure out who else is doing crypto. See, we did go down, but then we bounced back up, and now we're up again. Is this a new hour? Yeah, it's mid. Yeah. So we managed to go when we were here before I went to the break. We were looking at red, right, and now we're back at green. So yeah, this could potentially be a real valid flag. So let's hope we break it to the upside, and then we might be better off. See, we're making negative momentum, starting to stagnate with this new candle, which is good. Like I said, high on the RSI, but let's see how this plays out for Ripple. Trying to figure out what else. What else have we not covered? Yeah. What else in the exchanges? So you want to look for an exchange with volume. That's key. If there's no volume, don't go into an exchange, because you're gonna get into positions, but you're gonna have a hard time getting out of positions. You don't want that to happen, right? Yeah, you want to look also at what pairs there are. So you want to get into pairs that are like backed by other ones. Hey, Sean Christian, were you here when we were talking about the currency that what was it? Pax was coming out with a gold backed currency that it is actually backed by real gold physically, and it's held in a vault in London. And yeah, Poloniex is also in the US. But when you buy, you're entitled to gold, so you can go and exchange that token for actual gold, and I think that one's gonna be pretty good. Apparently, it's gonna be pegged to gold, so it's gonna fluctuate with the price of gold. I'm not sure how much fluctuation of market is gonna have, but man, being able to send gold to people digitally is certainly gonna be fun, right? Because they are backing their reserves with gold. Yeah, no, it wasn't a card. It was a crypto. It's an actual coin that's gonna be backed by gold. I don't remember if you were in that stream or not. But someone else was asking me about that, and we were having a discussion that day. It was a couple of streams ago. Man, right now my mind is really foggy. And my throat is very raspy, and I'm gonna eat another one of these like candies for the throat. 1 second. Not much. We were just talking about. Yeah, you were there. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure if you were there or not. I couldn't remember. Card bars. What's that? And Finn, you didn't miss much. We were just talking about the we mentioned the exchanges, but they're basically the ones that Sean put out there, and I just basically said that you have to look for volume. That's key. Trading pairs, make sure that they have the trading pairs that you want to trade in, right? That's key also. There's no point in getting to an exchange if you have to circle around and then, so you're able to get Ripple, you have to buy Bitcoin, then turn Bitcoin into Ethereum, and then turn Ethereum into Ripple, right? Look that they're matched with the pairs that you want to have. It makes it easier to get in and out of positions. And make sure that there's volume, because volume makes sure that you are able to get in and out of positions quickly, right? You don't want to be holding for a long time. You don't want to be wasting your time stuck in a position that you can get out of because there's no people trading on that exchange. Basically, that's what we said in the past 2 minutes. I'm not sure if you got that or not, but if you hit delays during your streams, if you hit that live, it'll take you to the present. So, anyways, I was looking for Karat bars. Yeah, I'll look at those. 1 second. I'll open them here. Is it a website, man, or what is it? I'm trying to figure it out. Is it this thing? Well, it's checking the browser. So, is it the card that you were telling me? Karat bars. So I'm assuming this small piece of gold inlay they have is what the check the Discord. Yeah, sure, man. Check Discord. You send it as a personal message. Yeah, personal message. Okay, cool. Here it is. Yeah, I'll open that document. Oh, it's a PDF. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out real quick. Oh, so it's from that website, right? Okay, cool. I like the fact that they have it in multiple languages. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so you have actual like bills looking things that have gold. Okay. So it does have an inlay, right? So like 1 gram, 2 grams, 4 grams, and 6 grams of gold. Okay, that's cool. And the cards, yeah, I guess they do have the same as well, right? I can certainly see that there's an inlay here, and it could be gold. I'm trying to figure out if they are the same weights that they had on the bills, or if they're different, right? Yeah. I would have to look into them. The only worry that I have is that who is certifying this gold? You know, who is making sure that this is real gold that you're getting? That's the only question that I usually get with this type of things, right? There used to be these things they had. Or is it? I can find it, but they used to sell this like small like cartridges that had like a small gold inlay inside. I think they were called like gold bullies, and you were able to hold gold in that, right? Anyways, Finn, if you have any questions, please, dude, shoot them up, and we'll try to cover them as well. You know. Yeah, embedded into the card. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, right? So The last part you mentioned that get other people to join, that seems a little bit like a pyramid scheme, and that's the only thing that puts me off a little bit. But um, as you can join, yeah, I mean, but don't put it here, dude. Finn, join the Discord and put it in the Discord. It's a little bit more private. Send it individually. Don't put it here because it's gonna be in YouTube forever. And it's gonna appear in the chat, and I'm not gonna be able to block it out on the stream, and it's gonna be there forever, right? Anyways, the only thing that I do have, the issue that I have with this, uh, okay, cool. I just wanted to get it out there, guys. Keep your information safe, right? Yeah, no worries. Look, I do like it. I'm not sure if it's 100% gold. I mean, it does seem legit. That's pretty cool. At one point, how much more of a I have questions with this, right? How much more of a premium are you paying on gold? Yeah, no worries, man. No worries, Sean. It's good. Um, like the questions that I have, right? How much more of a premium are you paying to have the gold inlay in a card, right? Are you just paying face value of gold? That's one, right? There's also some sort of detail on that gold, right? You can see, you might not be able to see it here, but if you guys look at it from your house, you might be able to see that there's text within the gold. That means that it had to go through some sort of like coinage process, right? They have to like stamp it somehow. That will certainly add cost to the value of gold, right? Like my questions here are, how is it for you to trade it, and at what point is it worth it to have this instead of just carry a gold coin in your pocket, right? Because this is not a lot of gold. The only thing is that I like is that it's cheap. That's it. It's non-expensive basically. At 6 grams, it should be quite cheap to get, right? 1 gram of gold is like almost nothing. They do? I will. Let me check it out. You send me something else? Oh yeah, there's another one. Cool. I'll check that one out as well. Okay, so carrot bars. Okay, they do have a video. I'm not gonna look at it online because it's gonna interfere with the music, and then I have to do many things to have this playback. But I will check it out when I'm offline, right? Made in Germany. Okay, cool. So they're probably European. Yeah, Caragars International GmbH. Yeah, they're European. They're probably German. I think they set it up here as well. Something about Germany, right? So if they're made in German, they probably do have a lot more rules and regulations that will go after them if they're scamming people, especially with gold. That would certainly give me some peace of mind. However, I would still like to know if it is really the amount of gold that they're saying, which they said is, I think, 99.9% purity. I'll have to look at this offline, bro, because they do have a lot of information. I don't want to kill the stream by just looking at this and being silent while I look at it. But I will certainly look at it offline and look and see what's going on, right? But look, they look like they're gonna have like some sort of like ATM stuff going on, and that's pretty cool. I dig that. I'm not sure what this phone stuff is or what this K merchant is, but if they do come out with these things where you actually have gold and can buy it, like on something like that, that would be pretty cool. Look towards the bottom, okay. How much to the bottom, dude? Because then I got two like questions, right? is care about frauds? No. Okay. Which part on the bottom you want me to look at, man? Crowdbeat exchange. Okay, cool. Um. Crowdbeat exchange. Okay, cool. Here we go. Sorry about that. Oh man, the cuffs. I do have a lot of delay on the stream from the screen to what I'm saying because now it's like a little bit more than 30 seconds. So, what else is going on? Let's see. Crap bit cool. So, high frequency trading. Okay, so they have Ethereum to dollar. Okay, Ethereum to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to dollar, and UMB to Bitcoin. I'm not sure which UMB is, but I have to look at that. Exchanges, okay. KBC, that's probably damn right, Krat. Base currency or something. Trading pink rat. Okay, cool. This looks pretty cool, man. Like I said, man, how much volume are they trading daily? Right, 24-hour volume. Yeah, but how much is one KBC, man? That's something that we have to look at. KBC, okay, KBC to USD, maybe. Nope, they don't have it to USD. I'm not sure why they're gonna have it. Alright, cool. Let me see this. What's going on? Okay, cool. It looks like you can either carry gold, bracelet, back crypto, or use those credit cards as collateral too. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, if it's backed on real gold, I think it makes it much more interesting, man. What are we at sitting at? 7 people on the stream. Cool. So, yeah, I know who they are. Cool. Anyways, dude, it's around midnight, and I think I'm gonna call it a night. I need to get some rest and drink a lot of fluids and take some medicine and have dinner, like chicken soup or something. See if I feel better. Anyways, we're gonna be live tomorrow, you know. Yeah, I like that. You know, the gold inlay certainly is a plus. Man, if you can be back tomorrow, we can keep on discussing, right? Yeah, that definitely is pretty cool. I'm gonna check this website out also throughout the day. But I do need to like shut off a little bit. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you're in the Discord, right? Did you join it? No, not yet. So join the Discord. It's in the description. The link's in the description. You can click it and join it, and then you can send a private message to me, Sean, or whoever you want to send it to, and let us know your email address. I mean, or you can just contact me through Discord, right? If you don't want to give me your email, that's fine. Actually, I rather not have it. The email for the channel is at thestirredcrypto@gmail.com. But in here in the Discord, you can certainly contact me easier. I do check it, dude. We do a lot of stuff on the Discord. We post updates and stuff, so it's a good way to be connected when we are not online, right? Okay, that's fine. Dude, just keep tuning in for the streams. We're live every night at 9. So, I mean, just say hi and I'll know you're here. And then if you have questions, I can, address them and try to, like, what do we say? I'll try to, like, answer the questions, Yeah, my mind is just starting to shut off now. And my voice is getting more raspy. And even though I'm drinking water, I can't get that raspiness out. So definitely time to call it a stream for today. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like what we do, hit that like button, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Don't feel like an idiot, dude. That's fine. Yeah. Everyone has issues. Everyone has problems. It's normal. Just come back. You know, we'll get discussions going. That's what we're here for. No, we'll stay safe. Don't worry. I'm not gonna go out. I'm just gonna go to sleep and drink some tea and have chicken soup or something. Anyways, guys, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. Show this to your friends. If they like it, then they can join us and we can get the community going. We actually are. I'm quite happy because we picked up more people, like I stated, right? And it's good that we are getting the community growing. We're sitting at 74 subscribers at the beginning of the stream. We are still sitting at 74 subscribers. We picked up, I think, around 12 subscribers this past 4 days, so it's pretty good, man. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's what I'm here for. You know, as if this starts to grow, at some point in time, it's gonna be too many people to check all the answers. But that's why I want to have like good set of moderators that can also help with the stream. You know. And yeah. So again, coming tomorrow. Next week, I might have some days off. I do have to travel for work. I'm not sure on the dates yet. But it's probably around that 23rd to that 26th. So streams either might be off or I might not actually be able to come online. I'm going to be in a place where I'm not going to have a reception. Anyways, I'll try to be here. And if not, I'll try to leave something that can be uploaded so you guys can have some sort of information. Guys, that's all for tonight. Thank you for watching. Like I said, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Show this to your friends. Help us grow this community. The more of us that are here, the better it'll be for everyone, right? More people getting involved. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's cool, man. You can certainly try to come here tomorrow. I'll switch to the end screen and then I'll keep the mic open for a second and then I'll just definitely go on. Yeah, I wanna start doing the state of crypto in Spanish, but then if the streams do go longer than they should, then it's gonna be a nightmare to stream twice in 2 languages. Yeah, it's gonna be complicated. Anyways, yeah, I'm off, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.